Justin's supposed to be in. Okay, we'll try this again, 6:36. LakeCAM is here. Okay, start off the meeting, we have Mr. Lally. Sorry, we're a couple minutes late.
Oh, it's okay, no problem. Would you rather have me go second? Because it'd be great if Justin was here too.
Okay,
Oh, that needs to schedule.
sure, how about that?
Is that okay?
Sure, yep, we'll go right on to Mr. Mike O'Connell. How you doing, Mike? What happened?
Car accident back in November.
Ooh,
Right here on 18.
oh, great.
So, in Middleborough.
Oh, in Middleborough. All right.
Nice.
Yes.
So I might not have sat there as long.
What can we do for you?
We're just here about the second annual mixtape cycling event.
Righty, utensils.
So,
That's April 4th, 5th?
5th. Yeah, well, 4th and 5th as it concerns the hall because of the timing of cleaning and things like that. Because we have to get here so early in the morning that we would beat the cleaning crews, so we actually need to set up on Saturday and then be here Sunday. And then we have to get out in time for the election to set up.
That's correct, right? The election will be after you.
Which actually they can start with that room over there
The small one.
as early as noon if they
Oh,
want.
okay.
So they
So we'll let them
can
know
set
that.
up half and then,
Yep,
Perfect.
great. Right.
because we move from that room to this room in that time, so.
Okay.
Oh, that'll work.
How many are you expecting? How many did you have last year?
We had 150 last year, but we had it set as a maximum of 250. This year we'll have the 250.
Great.
We already have 165 signed up.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
We had 150 before registration opened. Because we allowed everybody who registered last year could register before it opened to the public, and everyone registered.
Wow,
So
fantastic.
it's that much of a
Oh,
success.
I liked it.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
So have you talked with the police department or fire department or anybody just to make sure they're on board with you?
Police chief's all set. Selectmen have the paperwork.
Okay.
Fire chief's supposed to contact them. DOT waits for that signature stuff, and then we have all the surrounding towns with kind of the same thing going on with DCR. And
Okay,
I was just saying we have 13 agencies we have to coordinate with,
yeah,
and
yeah,
2 private landowners.
there you go.
Pretty fun.
Okay, so that's all in the works?
It is.
And you're all signed up with Nikki?
Yep. Yeah, we have, like 1 week after the event last year, I think we signed up, so.
Great, great.
We might be signed up for next year too, I think.
It's a good idea.
She was already
It's a good idea to do that.
Yep.
As we found out with the triathlon, it kind of gets skewed. So, if you think you're going to continue to do it, even if you find out you're going to cancel in advance, I mean, that's fine too, but probably wouldn't hurt to reserve it a couple of years out.
I imagine once the fields are done over there and you have that big parking lot,
Yeah.
we could potentially, if there's space for it, we could move to like a big tent over there so
Yep.
we could have the wedding venue or something. Like if we're taking away from your ability to have like a wedding event or something,
Yep.
it's mainly the parking,
Sure.
but having this building is a huge bonus.
Yeah.
So, but no one having their wedding would want like a tent with a bike thing going on right outside. So
Well, we have a wedding the day of the Tri Fest.
really
Yeah, that was the big confusion this year.
nice. I think we had like a volleyball tournament the day of the bike race, so it was a
that's not
little
a problem.
different.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Anybody have any questions for Mike?
Nope.
I just would know, I'm not familiar with it. Nellie gave me the 1.5 minute spiel on, so what exactly is it?
So it's what's called a mixed terrain cycling event. It's not a race. It's the parts of it that are a race are off-road, so which means no one's like blowing through stop signs and stuff trying to race each other. They leave from here. They go do 54 miles. Freetown State Forest, Massasoit State Park, Waterworks, New Bedford Waterworks, and come back here, and then we do like an after party of like food and awards and that kind of stuff. So like right now it's like nice and warm in here. Most of the time they're finishing an event to a tent with no heating and like maybe getting dressed in their car, hanging around in the cold. So this is like pretty unique that we have this, like everyone was like going and changing into nice clothes and like hanging out,
Nice.
like listening to 80s music and eating mac and cheese. Yeah, this was a big hit.
So it's a bike thing, is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah,
They
they
party
start
afterwards?
in here and then they had a meal inside after.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
One of
My
our,
phone says Sparks bike up the street here on Route 18.
Miladi's new little retail outlet there.
Positive, you know, put 18 in, right?
Yeah, right near the new fields.
Yeah.
Yep,
Didn't open,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
Yeah, you guys do both off-road and on-road
Yes.
bikes and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
that's what's cool about this event is that it's both. It's like 50% pavement, 50% dirt. So,
Yeah.
but then as a store, we focus on both. And running too.
Didn't know it existed in town. So
We
check it out.
moved here less than 2 years ago from 44. So,
There you go. Yeah, so, I mean, as far as we're concerned, it sounds like things are moving along. You know, you've talked with Nikki, we gave you the go-ahead, and you're going through the channels with the town and the police and the fire. Just keep us updated as it gets closer, that's all. That'd be great. Yeah, fantastic.
The fees all set and everything? We all set the fees?
I think that we didn't change the fee from last year.
Okay, good. I
so
think that's a
whatever
good
else is
thing.
fine by me.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
No, that's-
Yeah, we capped it at 250, so we could probably get like 400 or 500 and we'll cap it at 250 and,
There will be a small increase for the following year.
okay.
Just to let you know that everybody across the board.
Sure.
As we just have to do it.
Right, sure. Yeah, the whole hall in general, right? Like, that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's getting popular, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The word's up.
Well, it's really nice in here.
Yes,
So,
yeah. So, great, fantastic.
awesome. Do you need me to, do I have to stay for the rest of the meeting?
No, you don't.
Can I crutch my way out?
You are free to go.
Sweet. Thank you, guys. Nice to
Thank
see
you.
everyone.
Thanks for coming in, give us an update.
Absolutely.
And, you know, if you're still on crutches, you don't have to come in. You can just, you know, send her an email or something, let us know that, you know, everything's going
I'm making
good.
my way
You can
around.
share whatever, you can watch the
I
TV.
spend most of the day sitting. So.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Mike. Have a great night.
You too.
All right, so we're gonna go on to Ken, even though Justin's not here. Thought he wasn't gonna be here.
All right.
If you want to just give me 1 second, I will text him and just ask him if he is coming. Maybe he forgot.
That was last Thursday you did.
Yeah, he had it down for,
Yeah.
are you coming to the meeting? Okay. Mr. Lally?
Yes, all right, so for the record, my name is Ken Lally, I live in Lakeville, and I'm here today to talk about AAU baseball. But one thing I want to be clear is I'm not here to argue, rock the boat, disagree with anything you guys are doing or have planned or anything like that. I'm just here today to share some, I think, this valuable information to help you make good choices in the future. Okay, so first of all, there seems to be like a cloud over AAU sometimes, and not everybody, but some people, like, you know, AAU, out-of-towners, they're from out of town and all this. Well, I just want to talk to you about AAU. AAU is not always out-of-towners. Myself, I've been doing AAU for 15 years. I live in Lakeville. My kids played rec ball in Lakeville. I did my time in minor league and Little League, Babe Ruth, president, I was on the LPA, I was on the park commission. You needed a playground built at a school, I volunteered like all of you guys, okay? Half my team is from Lakeville, but yes, I got 2 kids from Middleborough, 2 players from Freetown, 2 from Taunton, and 1 from Rainham. You wanna call it out of towners? I guess it is out of towners, okay? But I just feel like sometimes AAU gets a little punishment because people don't view it. They view it as out of town, as people coming in trying to steal your facilities and stuff like that. So I've been doing it for 15 years or so, and I've been pretty loyal, and I use your facility all the time, and I don't have any complaints. I'm not here to complain about anything at all, okay? But I do want to talk about, you know, a lot of people feel like, oh, we got to protect our own townspeople because we're loyal to our townspeople. Well, I'll talk to you about loyalty. I mean, your own townspeople aren't really helping you with the football field. They took their money and invested it in Freetown. Your own Babe Ruth program plays in Freetown because they don't want to give you any money. So in the fall, they go over there, they don't want to pay any field fees. And as I recall, I'm like one of the only people that use it in the fall. So if it wasn't for me using it in the fall, you wouldn't have any income coming in from Field 4, or maybe there's someone else using it. So I think that AAU should be open arms, come in, use our facility. Matter of fact, we're hurting because we lost the haunted house. We have a big hole in our budget. We need to fill it. But I don't feel AAU needs to take the burden of it. And what I mean by that is I got an email. says we haven't gone up on our prices in 8 or 9 years. Well, it's not true. 2.5 years ago, we went up on our prices. It was $10 for little leaguers and people in rec ball to play. We went up to $15. It was $500 for AAU. We went up to $600. So now we have another problem. I get all that. So we go up another $5 for rec ball, but not another $100 for AAU. Let's go up $300 for AAU. I don't know where the math's coming in, but someone's taking the burden, okay? And what aggravates me is AAU, okay, is the same as travel soccer. Let's talk about a travel soccer team, not from Lakeville, Freetown, heck, they're not even from Massachusetts. Travel soccer team from Rhode Island wants to use the facility. Nellie says, it sounds like AAU. No, they only have to pay a little rental fee. Well, talk about out-of-towners, they got a little rental fee they gotta pay. Other people are paying $900. I mean,
Excuse me, Ken?
huh?
We have not decided what fee they're gonna pay.
I'm just throwing this out there.
I'm just throwing it back at you, that's all.
You don't have to respond, I'm just,
No, what are you talking
Well,
about?
I watch meetings.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a
The girl-
soccer team.
The girl from town that goes to school.
Oh, yeah.
She
But the
lives
way
in
it was,
town.
but the way it was viewed, that particular night, AAU, 900, that's it, boom, we got fees to do, okay?
Well, it wasn't that quick with AAU. We had a lot of discussion on
All right.
AAU.
There was a lot of discussion.
Fine.
on it.
Okay, you don't have to change anything, I'm just giving you my views and other people's views, okay? So now we're getting into this. So last year, I paid $600, how you doing? So last year I paid $600, no problem, right? I got to use the field 4 times. Other people got to use it every Saturday, every Sunday. So only 4 times, $150 to use the field, but now you want to go up to $900. So, okay, not looking in the past, so I have to ask, what do you get for the $900? How many times do you get the field every single Saturday? Do you get practices? I mean, you got to really know when you're spending $900, you got to know what you're going to get for your $900, right? The next thing is, okay, when you rent the field in the summertime, it's like 12 weeks long, maybe 14 weeks with playoffs. In the fall, it's 8 weeks. Does it the same $900 that goes back? You know what I mean? It's shorter time, less field usage. I'm all about going up. I'm not arguing that you went up to 900. And if it is 900, it is. But I just need some type of outline, like, well, for the 900, you get this, this, and this. Okay, we know what we're getting, okay? Then the last thing I want to talk about is the AAU meeting, because this is probably the most important part. So you have an AAU meeting, a field meeting, rental, February 8th. It's the same day that New England AAU has their scheduling meeting. So personally, I'd love to be here, but I really have to be there to do my schedule, and I'm sure I'm not the only one in that boat. But this is what's kind of goes backwards. When you go to an AAU meeting, you need to roll in there and say, hey, I have a home field, it's Ted Williams, and I have it on Saturdays from 9 to 1, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm playing you, okay, it's my home game, this is what I have, and all the schedules fall into place. So the problem is, if we roll into this AAU meeting not knowing what days or times we have the field, we're shooting in the dark, putting schedules together. And then what happens on the reverse side, when we show up to the meeting that you have, and you ask us to come in with our schedules, we all could have the same schedules. I have the same schedule, he has the same schedule, he has the same schedule, because no one's been really given field time in days. So at that point now, it's like, well, everything's a cluster. Now we all have to go back to AAU, like I can't play home games then because this other guy's got the field. You know what I mean? It's just so much confusion. So if the scheduling field scheduling meeting was done like early in January, I know it sounds crazy, then every individual AAU team knows you got it Saturdays at this time, you got it Sundays at this time, you got it this day, you don't have it that day, so that when we go to our meetings, everything kind of irons out smoothly. Because last year, you see what happens. I had a schedule, someone else had a schedule, someone had to get bumped, and I don't know, I got bumped out of everything, you know what I mean? And the other person dominated, so now I go back to AAU, like the games, I can't play this game at home, we can't play this game at home, then we have to switch everything around. So that's my thing in the spiel about the money and out-of-towners and everything like that. And I know you got a hole in your budget. I just want to make sure it's like shared out equally, not just like a big burden on the AAU. And if it is, it is. But I need to know what we get. So you guys will be meeting again. So how do I know going to this AAU meeting, like what time I got in the fields and all that kind of stuff? How's that gonna all work out?
Okay, I am gonna
Okay.
review to some of the things you said.
Thank you, sir.
The raise from $10 to $15 was 7 or 8 years ago. That was not 2.5 years ago. That was just AAU that went up $100.
Oh, okay.
Okay, first thing. So that's why we went up 1/3. We went from 15 to 20. Okay, there was talk about going 1,000 for AAU. Some of us didn't want that. Some on the board did want that. We settled at 900. Here's where the 900 came from. It was a 1/3 increase from 600 to 800. Okay, plus additional monies to help with the fertilization, which everyone is going to pay. Yours is AAU's is only $100. That's where the $300 bump came from. Okay, all the other groups are going up 15 to 20 plus. They're going to get hit with a fertilization. We're calling it a fertilization. Okay, that is going to be much more than $100. We're trying to come up. Justin was in charge of that. Unfortunately, he's not here, but he was working on an equitable increase or charge for everybody. Obviously, all the groups are not going to pay for the increase in the fertilization because there's a lot of land here that doesn't pertain to fields. So there is going to be probably a 40% or 50% of the increase is going to be absorbed by the board. Okay, that's the first thing. That's where the 600 to 900 came from. Okay, the scheduler, that was the scheduler, I was our former scheduler. He
Yep.
screwed you. We talked about it. Okay, I'm sorry it happened, but that's.
Won't happen this year.
And it won't happen, okay? Right now, as I know, I haven't heard from Nellie. As far as I know, you're the only AAU team that's looking to play here.
All right.
Maybe not. Somebody else may pop up like last year. A guy showed up out of the woodwork, and he got screwed worse than you did. He got no field time,
Yep.
okay? And he left, and we'll probably never see him again.
Okay.
And he had 3 teams that wanted to play. So I know you took a shot. This guy got it worse, and some other teams benefited more than they should have.
Okay.
Wrong. It was very wrong. Unfortunately, you got the 4 games. As far as the schedule, we don't know when AAU puts together their schedules.
I know.
We tried to do it earlier this year because we know there is some conflict. It's been as late as the last week in February. So we were hoping to do it early before, but we.
I'm
we
only
didn't.
suggesting that to beat the conflict on the other end when we come in with all our schedules, that's
Yeah,
all.
no, and that's always been a problem. You come in, you've already got a schedule.
Yeah.
You know, and now you're scrambling, he's scrambling, everyone's scrambling to renegotiate that schedule. Even if it's sit down for an hour with the AAU teams and find out how many AAU teams want to play, we can have a better idea and be able to give you slots.
Right.
You know, I wish we could. Unfortunately, it's the same day this year. As far as that goes, I mean, I can't.
So seeing I can't make that meeting, can I put something in ahead of time or something?
Absolutely you can. No, you can still put your stuff in and ask for a time. Oh, no, you don't lose out on that.
Okay.
And if you read the email, it said, if you can send someone else or drop off your information to us.
Okay, cool.
You know,
Was it last year? There was like one AAU club that had several teams, was taking up all the time,
Yeah.
well, the scheduler gave them bulk of the time.
and that AAU club is not?
I don't know, I haven't heard. I don't.
Well, the meeting's not for a couple of weeks, so it could come in.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we should, as a board, make sure that that doesn't happen again.
I guarantee you it won't happen again.
Yes, you're only looking for one field, right?
Yeah.
And how many games?
One day. Just
Yeah.
Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, and hopefully.
You're not looking for practice time at all?
Oh, yeah,
Anything like that?
hopefully one day to practice if it's
Yeah.
available. you know?
So how many teams are you looking for? I mean, you know, how many teams are you looking to play here?
Well, I'll be willing to go, if I could take all day Saturday, I'll put 2 teams up and pay the $1,800. If I could be guaranteed Saturday and then maybe one day to practice.
It'd be one for each team. That's the
Well,
goal we're
that'd
trying
be
to do.
great.
That's the goal we're trying to do. To give you a game on the weekends and then a
That's
scheduled
perfect,
practice.
and I know, and I can plan on my end, then there's no
Absolutely.
problem with the money that you're asking.
And that's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
Kenny, you're here, they're not.
I know, right.
You're here talking to us and.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll get all the paperwork, and I can't make the meeting, but I'll feed it ahead of time to Nellie.
And request a time,
it.
and we will try to, you know, help the scheduler,
That's great.
and, you know, so that it's done equitably. You know, not.
It's good that you play back-to-back, because when you play behind someone that's not in your program, you're always accusing them, like, hurry up, get it done, we start at 1, you're supposed to be off the field, but if you have the same program, and if one game goes longer, it goes, you know, you can work it all up.
Right, right.
that'd
So
be
you
good
guys
to
play,
have.
your teams play Saturdays,
That'd be great, yes,
field 4 or field 1?
4.
Okay. All right, but yeah, get the information in, get it to Nellie, you know, drop it off in a package, or you can drop it by my office, just so that we have that, because we anticipate there's gonna be other people that can't make it,
Yeah, great. Okay.
you know? So,
All right, great. That's about it then.
okay,
Thank you for your time and understanding.
thank you.
We'll see you soon.
All right, take it easy.
See you later.
Bye.
Mr. John, perfect timing, you're up.
Hey, John.
How are you?
Doing well.
Good.
I think my lease is up, right? That's why I'm
Yep, I have inquired over to town hall a couple times. Have you heard anything? Okay. I will check again tomorrow,
okay.
but I know it's up the end of February.
Yep. The insurance is up to date, everything on that. They have that at the town hall, so whatever.
Right, I'm sure they'll need that.
Yeah, whatever you guys decide, I'm fine with whatever.
Is that all that they need, you know?
Yeah, that's all they've asked
I
for is
think
the
that's all they've
insurance,
asked
and
for.
that's,
Okay.
it ends February 29th, 2020.
Right, because I'm sure they'd want to sign it before it
Yeah, I
lapses.
used to always sign it with Danny like a week before, just in case there was any problems with anything, we'd be able to deal with it.
Right. We won't be signing it, the selectmen will be signing it.
Okay.
That's the way they want to do it, so
Wait a minute. Why aren't we signing?
the selectmen,
Yeah, I don't think you guys, Danny used to sign it, and then you'd have the selectmen sign it.
Yeah,
yeah?
the signed copy I have is the 3
That's all?
selectmen.
Okay.
well, not always, it was done with Dan, and then, but last year, the selectmen wanted to sign it, so that's the way it went. We were told that they signed contracts, so.
Yeah, it's our 20th year, so whatever you
20th
guys
year.
decide to do, whatever, I'm fine. I don't, you guys are always good to me, so whatever you guys decide to do, I'm good.
Is there anything else? Any other issues, or?
No, thanks for
I saw the electrician was in there hooking up for the
Yeah.
hand dryers.
Yeah, thanks for those, appreciate it.
That worked out.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
that's great.
Well, that'll cut down on
Yeah.
paper products and hopefully keep things out of the toilet.
Yes, absolutely.
That was our game plan.
Is that something you're gonna plan on doing in the other bathrooms outside?
Well, the outside ones have,
But I'm saying, like, get rid of all didn't they still put paper towels in there? Somebody was bringing them in, nothing?
no, just toilet paper, which they seem to have fun with the toilet
Oh,
paper. And other things go down the toilet.
Yeah. Snaked a few of them.
We did take them out of Clear Pond, so that, that's another,
Nice.
one less place we'll have them.
Good.
And they're here, the electric dryers are here. We're trying to put them in the little bathrooms out here, but I was told we have to redo the electric coming into the building, so that's an added cost that I wasn't expecting.
You guys, so I know you, if you do the Friends thing, I get people that will donate any, same guy that put the big light in the parking lot, any lights, any electric, they'll do it on the house for you guys, so I know you guys are doing like the Friends and any of that stuff, like plumbers, I can get people to donate if it helps you guys out,
Okay.
just let me know.
So I will check again tomorrow.
Okay, just call me, I can come sign whatever, or
Yep.
whatever you guys need.
John, I have a couple questions. Did you have any kind of a water leak over there this year?
No, it was outside.
Okay.
That was, you know where the cage is?
Yeah.
It was outside, that spigot broke.
Ah,
And then they ended up, Linda called me, they just shut it off, and then they shut it off from the well. But that was on the
that
outside.
was well water?
They shut something off, they shut the connection to it somewhere. And then they ended up, somebody fixed it.
Yeah, we just had this really high bill from the water department.
Really?
And it was from that building, we couldn't understand what it was.
Yeah, it was the, I don't know if maybe it was leaking and somebody didn't see it, it froze, but
Yeah.
it was inside the cage that's locked.
Yeah. Okay, that probably explains it then.
Okay.
And the second question I had for you, as far as bills go, is we got a bill from Sylvia, HVAC.
Yeah, I'll pay anything from that, anything from Sylvia or from the inside. I usually just
I
pay.
think we already paid it. It was
Oh, you
for-
did?
I think it was a
Yeah.
maintenance thing, yeah.
Yeah, let me know what that is, I'll take care of that. That shouldn't be something, he usually bills me for,
Well, I called Colleen and she said that generally we pay it, but
yeah, I don't, just, you know what, send me what it is and
It
I'll
was-
pay, because some of the heat wasn't working, so I just wanted to make sure it was fixed. I don't want to burden you guys with it, so I had to take care of it, but I did the same thing last year, and we paid for it. So
Okay.
if you send me, just give me the bill and I'll take care of that. That's something we should pay for. You know what I mean?
Minor, okay.
Just, even when I come to sign it, just give me that and I'll reimburse you guys whatever you paid for it.
Yeah, that's fine.
and we come together on a number for the rent and everything? Or is it kind of
I
stay
didn't even see the,
Yeah.
Didn't it go up? Didn't they raise it last year a little
very
bit?
little. I mean, I don't, whatever you guys decide to do. Like I said, I've been there for 20 years and you guys have been awesome to me, so if it makes.
Well, the only reason I asked that, I'm not trying to cost you money or anything, but, we've been raising the fees in on everybody.
Yeah, no, that's-
Because we lost the haunted house.
Yeah.
That's $12,000 right out of our
I'm
budget.
fine, but if you guys need to raise it, just,
Okay.
I have no problems with that. I mean, I've been here for 20 years, I think you've gone up like 2 or 3 times, so,
Right, 'cause it's $450 a month.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sure I'm due, just
Okay.
let me know, just don't kill me too
No,
much.
no.
There's gonna be a ton, let me know, but anything else, whatever you guys decide, I'm totally fine with it. You guys have been awesome, so.
Yeah. I also give you a heads up while you're here, is we're back on the parking lot.
Oh, nice,
Yeah, we're back
nice.
on that project, so,
Trying to.
That's great,
yeah.
wow.
We're
Yeah.
trying.
No, that's good.
Don't hold your breath.
No, but like anything else too, because I have so many people that do different things that are always asking me
I know.
about volunteer stuff. So if there's something, I know before it was tough because you had to go through everybody, but there's something you guys can
Well,
do.
Unless you know any sole proprietors that are in that trade, you know, because we can get it, you know, if they've been on it, it's, you know, you don't have the prevailing wage.
How about the guy, the first guy, he won't come back and give you?
I know.
No, that's tough.
Yep. So that's where we are with that now. We're trying to, you know, get somebody, either, as Nate said, a sole proprietor or an owner, operator, you know, if it was an owner of a corporation, but if they came down and operated the equipment, then,
Okay.
you know, or a sole proprietor and a son, you know, that works the same. You know, it could be Johnny and Sons.
Okay.
That
That's
works
fine.
too.
Okay, gotcha.
That'll help us stay out of the prevailing wage thing, because otherwise, once we go to a corporation and they bid on it,
Oh, yeah.
the job triples, as you
Yeah.
well know.
Yeah.
So, that is,
That's great.
as far as I'm concerned, that parking lot, that's my priority. Different people may feel differently. I mean, the soccer parking lot is a priority, as well as these parking lots are out here, but there's just too many people in and out of that parking
Yeah.
lot all the time.
Now, are they gonna line them, or is it just gonna be,
we're just talking about drainage for now.
yeah, I just didn't know if they, you know, when someone pulls in, sometimes they park that way or this way.
Well,
It's in-
if it does get tarred, it will be lined.
Okay.
It will get lined, so that whichever way is the most beneficial, to get the most spaces in that parking lot.
Okay.
If it's this way or that way,
Yeah,
or
whatever, yeah.
if they're one on top of the other.
Understood.
Whatever we gotta do to get the most spots in there, what we'll do is probably outline like a road or an entrance along this side of it, just so that people don't park
Gotcha.
going into the building.
Yeah.
Because that's been a problem. And I don't mean you guys,
Yeah, no, I get it.
you know, whether it's baseball or soccer or somebody else, they've blocked people in, they've parked
Oh,
in
yeah.
front of the garages, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
So, when it gets striped, it'll be outlined
Okay.
as such. Other than that, anybody else?
No, just let me know, just, whatever, just give me a call me, I'll,
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him again tomorrow. I did already
Okay.
last month, or early this month.
If I don't hear from you, I'll call you before then, maybe a week before.
Before that, because you remember, if they're gonna sign it, they meet every 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So they'd probably wanna sign it before it lapses.
Okay.
Just because, so that would be at least the 15th of February, would be the latest.
Okay.
I'm not sure when their meetings are,
I don't know if they're already on here.
but,
They have a meeting tonight.
they have a meeting tonight.
Yeah.
And I just thought of something else. We're Mike is kind of organizing. We're going to utilize a couple of our part-time employees, but we also have some volunteers from the church up the street.
Oh, nice.
Because we're going to try and clear out, at least start with the wood around the haunted house.
Okay.
So if you have anybody that needs time or wants to help out, I'm just,
Yeah, no, I can. I
you
mean,
can kind of work it with Mike. I mean, Mike's, do you have a date?
Started today.
Oh, it started today? All right.
honestly, if you show me what you need done over there, I'll walk it with you.
Yeah.
It's something I can get
So-
with a machine or whatever over there if it helps, a bobcat or something.
Right, do we have a thing in there?
I'll be back around Wednesday, if you're around
Yeah, we'll
Wednesday.
take a walk over there and show me what you got.
You got me, you got my number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and
All right.
we'll, I can get like a machine, or borrow Del Rocco's machine or something, if that helps.
Well, let's take a
Dump truck,
look.
trailer,
We gotta take a
whatever.
look. Right now, we're just, there's so much wood over there that we're gonna start with that. John Galidi dropped a,
We did.
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, good.
And Bobby started today, just load, I mean, it's like pallets and.
Yeah, that's
and,
okay.
Fencing
you know,
and pallets and
old
fencing and more
tables
pallets.
and fence, and so we're just gonna load that up with wood.
Yeah, just show me, I mean, I can spend a few days over there with, get
Okay.
a couple guys and do it,
Okay,
absolutely.
Great. The more the merrier.
yeah.
Yeah,
Many
just
hands
get it
make
done.
light work, right? Isn't that the saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, I'll talk to you Wednesday, and I'll talk to you whenever.
Yeah.
And I'll
Soon as
see
I
you.
know.
All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
John.
Thank you, John. Thanks for
Thank you,
coming in.
guys. Thank you.
Like, is there any salvageable, like, tables, any salvageable tables over there?
Picnic tables.
Yeah, rotted. There's only two over there, but they're
I
like.
can use some of it, John, quantity, you know.
Well, we can get some. We can pick up a few. I mean,
If you have it, I mean, I just, you know. I'm a picker. I'll ask Clear Pond, but I know that Clear Pond had some, I don't know if they use them, I borrowed some last year, I brought them back, but I don't know if anybody's got any place that's not using them, we could take them if we had to paint them or clean them up, you know, I'll wash them. They're usable.
And we gave the roofs a few, so we haven't bought any in a couple of years.
We haven't.
We should probably talk about
you
it.
know, and spread them around. I mean, for here, for there, for
Yeah.
wherever. I mean, you know, John Pond, I know they've got a couple down there. They brought a couple down in the past couple of years, but I'm sure they could use a few more.
There should be like half dozen down there, I think.
There's one, maybe two.
Well, I mean, I'm saying.
We'll do this now, yeah, we'll
Figure it out.
You guys get some more, yeah.
Yeah.
And anything, even the playground stuff, you guys hear anything that's playground stuff that we can put over there, kinda nice too. I'll take anything.
I'll pick
We can
anything.
make things work.
Was town gonna set the amount for his rent, or were we gonna talk about it?
I think we can talk about it. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
I did mention, you know, attorney, but we talked about the onto those. We get their lock off and I was on the door there.
Not yet. I've asked him, I talked to him, I talked to Glenn, and I said, you know, if you want to salvage your lock, why don't you come down and just unlock it, and you can take it away, and we'll take care of it. Yeah, that's a great idea.
But we gave it to the 5th,
No, I-
right? So we can go cut that off now, right?
The thing is, we gotta cut the whole class. We're gonna lose the class too, because it's
Yeah.
one of those locks you can't cut.
Okay. Yeah. So there's plenty of work to be done on the outside, lots of work to be done. So that's what we started.
Is the building, I know we talked about the roof, the hole in the roof, is it salvageable? Do you have to tear the whole building down, is it, you know?
Talk to Nate about that. He doesn't think so. I don't think you thought so either, right? I haven't been inside.
I haven't been inside in years.
I don't know. We'll take a step at a time, I guess. But even if it is salvageable, what would we use it for?
No, I just didn't know if future haunted house, if somebody wants to come in,
Yeah.
can they use the building? They said no.
They can't use the building.
Can't be the inside, they can put stuff in there though.
They've used it for storage. I'm not even sure they're supposed to use the building.
Unless they put sprinklers in, right? Is that how we want it?
That was part of it.
Yeah. They could put like, you know, a sprinkler system in, just, you know, have like a truck outside, ready to pump it in, or maybe something portable to do that. It just seems like they, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we used to have a fire detail then.
Yeah.
Years ago, when they did use the inside, we had a fire, we had a truck and we had, on top of the EMTs that were here, there were, you know, three fire, I mean, I worked a couple of them. Just on one of these bills here, Nelson,
Yeah,
that's complete.
yeah. Well, yeah.
And I put that one under capital because it was the field, that's correct?
That's
All right.
capital.
All right.
Yep. Okay, so we're working on the bills, we're getting down now, okay? Just, no minutes available, okay, so
No.
we'll break. That was Justin. Okay, we've got, Arts Council event.
Yeah, so they have booked for December 2020 for their craft fair. And they've also went ahead, along with the suggestion of SEM, booked the next few years.
Just like
So that way, yeah, that way they're set, they have the weekend that they want, we're all good. So it's really just on there because the contract just needs what the fee is.
Okay, what was the fee last year?
Last year, it was, hold on one second. That's not theirs. Theirs was, they have it for 2 days, but we only charge them for 1 day at the hall.
And they had all the rooms.
Right. And they had the whole building. So no, they rented the diamond room
Oh, I remember they get this room.
and they get this one.
They didn't have the other, they
No.
didn't have the casino room.
No. So they only got charged 1 day for the diamond room.
So which was what, 600?
Yes.
Okay. And you're looking for the 20th and the 21st? Is that what the?
No, they went to the beginning. Excuse me, they're the first weekend of December. They are the 4th and the 5th of December.
Well, it was a Friday.
Yes, they do a Friday, Saturday. So Friday is an evening, and then the Saturday is an early afternoon. So on Saturday, they're done at like 2 or something like that.
That's the whole weekend.
Yeah.
They rent space?
What?
They rent spaces out to people?
Yes. The crafters.
Well, does anybody feel about the fee or changing the fee or keep it the same?
What's the date again?
It's the 4th and the 5th of December. It's a Friday night, so it takes Friday and it takes Saturday. Because they're here during the day.
Lakeville Arts Council?
Yep.
You charge them for 1 day last year?
We did.
Yep. $650, $700, stay at 6.
I'm a little confused about that, how that works and stuff. I know they're a nonprofit like we are, right?
Yep.
And they're also a town. Are they officially a town thing, or? They're the same people that run the music and.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, see, this is,
I would say the only thing I would add, Scott, is I don't think we
Cleaning thing.
have anything else set those days in December, right? Slow time, or like,
Well,
December does slow down. We do have a wedding already booked the weekend after.
Really?
yeah. My question is there's no cleaning fee in that.
They did get charged the cleaning fee last year, if I'm remembering correctly.
So it would have been 600 plus the cleaning
Right.
fee.
They did pay the cleaning fee.
Which-
Because it really is 2 days of people.
Oh, yeah,
in
no,
here constantly.
that's why I'm saying to myself, we agreed that everybody would pay a
Yeah.
cleaning fee, regardless. You know, so it's really 750,
Sorry, guys.
of which 150 is a cleaning fee. Correct?
Correct.
Do we want to, stay with the same fee, go up $50, go up $100, or stay the same?
Well, we're going up on everything around here, it seems like. So, I mean, everything probably went up, small fee, $50. When's the last time we went up on these guys? Did we ever?
Last year was the first year they did it.
Last year was the first year.
Okay.
Thanks. But,
So the money that they make is goes all back into the running of the Lakeville Asset Trust.
Right.
correct.
So, yeah, I wouldn't go up much myself, I would go up much more than that.
No, I
If we
wasn't,
go up at all.
Yeah.
I'm throwing things out there, we stayed. Okay. We stay at the 600 plus the cleaning fee, we go to 650, we go to 700, I'm just trying to feel out what people's thoughts are.
I don't know, I'll say the same.
Yeah.
Stay the same, with the cleaning
Do I have a
fee.
motion to entertain that?
Yeah. Make motion, we stay with the same price for this year for Lake Lots, with it 600 plus.
600 plus $150 cleaning fee?
Yep.
Second that.
Okay, any further discussion? Nope. Not heard, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Okay, open space meeting.
Oh, okay, yes, so usually,
How's
as we
that
know,
going?
they're here on a trial basis. Jesse usually takes on letting them in, because he has a code as a commissioner. He will not be here for the next meeting that they are having in, when is it? February?
Do we know the date?
February 5th.
February 5th on a Wednesday?
Yes, it's on a Wednesday. So he's asking if someone else could be given a temporary code, whether that person be somebody from Open Space Committee
Yeah.
or LakeCAM, really.
But it's not so much opening the door, it's, someone's gotta be the contact person to make sure everything's locked up too.
Right.
To make sure all the doors are locked and all the lights are off, and open the door to the bathrooms and make sure the bathrooms aren't running. I mean, I'm just, it seems to be the problem with it.
And the thermostats are where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I have a little problem with elves in the building.
Really? Yeah. Yeah.
I would do it, but I can't that day.
I can't do a Wednesday, so I can't do it.
Yeah, I would say, depending on what you guys like to do, if you want to give a temporary code or not. But like you said.
Yep, that's fine, but
someone else isn't going to know. But then again, I could volunteer to do it and open and close, but I don't know where to shut off the water.
well, no. I mean, I'm not saying if there's a problem with the bathroom, someone's gonna let us know, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Someone's gonna call me, let me know, and I'll get here. I'm not asking you to shut off the water or do any of that. It's just, if someone tells us it's happening at 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, versus we've happened to find out the next morning that the toilet's been running all night,
At least.
Yeah, so that's all. We can make a sweet little list of, check all the doors, make sure all the doors are locked, make sure all the lights are off. And, just open up the bathroom doors and go, anybody in here? Okay, sounds quiet, boom, see you later. That's all I'm asking. I mean, I'm not asking a big production. And if there's a problem, they make a phone call. I'm not asking anybody to fix it.
Do they have a set time, like their meeting runs from to?
It starts at 7. It's probably a lot like ours. depending on what's on their agenda, depends on how long they're there.
How many people do they have usually? Is it a small group?
I think it's a small.
5 or 6 of them.
You couldn't go in the other building then? Just our office over there?
I was gonna say, where did they meet
Easier?
before? Where did they,
Just their regular meeting. They just got kicked out of where they were.
oh,
That's all.
got it.
So we're allowing them on a trial basis.
No, I remember that, but I didn't know
Yeah.
if it was
Okay.
proactive or reactive. so.
Yeah. You know, I'd say probably somebody from the committee that Jesse feels can handle the responsibility.
Yeah, he did mention that somebody would be kind of handling it,
Yeah.
being in charge in his absence. So that's why I was thinking,
So
we
should we
could
have
give
a vendor
them
code?
a temporary code. They could come into the building, do their stuff, but it's as comfortable
Yeah.
as you guys are that this is someone new
Right.
to the building. who doesn't know.
What they need to do is they need to meet one of us down here just to come in, go through, walk around. This is how you unlock that door, this is what you do, you know, and then you go to the front doors. My next question is, are there any of the keys? I bought a dozen of them. They won't be able to open the doors. They won't be able to peg them open, you know? With
Oh,
the
the
Allen
dogging
wrench.
keys.
Yeah, the dogging keys, yes.
The dogging keys. I have a dogging key.
I have one.
Right.
So I can.
But I bought a dozen. That's 3.
I don't have one.
No,
I'm
this
sure
one's
that Linda has one.
Yeah, the Allen wrench
And
type
probably
key.
Bob has one.
right. They're not going to be here letting them in the meeting.
No, I'm just saying,
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
trying to locate them.
Oh, Linda has one. I don't know if Bob has one.
There's one at the bar.
There is one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we can show them where it is, and they can use that to unlock the front door so people can get in. But they probably need to meet somebody here for 10 minutes and go over it before the meeting. That's all.
Can Jesse do that?
He's not gonna be around.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's
Jesse.
gotta be around on the 5th though, but he can do it before that.
Oh, no, Jesse's already gone.
He's already gone. He's,
Oh.
he's
That's
away for
right.
like 2
He's-
weeks or
yeah.
3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
he's already
doing
gone.
training.
That's right.
Got it.
Yeah, no, I can do that. I can reach out. It was Mike Schrodinger.
I've heard the name. I don't know the person.
Yeah, she
Mike
was.
Shorty, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lady.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
in conservation.
Yeah.
I believe that was the case. I can reach out to her and
Yep. So it's
meet
just a matter
with
of.
her here,
Yeah.
like during the day, and
Yeah.
just be like, this is all you have to do.
Yeah, just make sure all the doors are shut, all the lights
Here
are
are
off.
the phone
and-
numbers as needed.
Yeah, no, right, and that's it, right, if there's a problem, call, I mean, we don't expect them to.
The water's running. Call.
Yeah, yeah, the
All
water's running.
right, so I'll do that. I'll reach out
Okay.
to Mike and
Great,
set that all up
And,
and give her a temporary.
we have a temporary,
Yeah.
we can set up a temporary code.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
can change the codes too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be a good time to give her one and then just change
Rotate it.
everything.
yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll do that.
Okay, the next item, I purchased 2 packs. They were $129 a piece, but I couldn't wait for the meeting. So I'm telling you now that I purchased 2, because they had this big event here this weekend, and we had 2 bathrooms were down, one in the men's room and one in the ladies' room. They're not working. So what it is, it's a blue battery pack. I can show you. They get you coming and going. $129. Holds 4 batteries. But what it's got the sensor and the light, and it sits in. You can't see it. It's behind the plastic. So when you walk away after standing there or sitting there, it senses that you're gone and then flushes the toilet for you. But what's happening is the batteries are in here. I replaced all the batteries this spring, wasn't it?
Yep.
Right after tax season, I think. Right after tax season, I replaced them all because I found 2 of them were starting to corrode. So I said, you know what? For $129, I can go buy a whole stack of Duracell batteries for, 20 bucks. So I changed them all. But we had 2 more go, and the batteries were corroded. So I think it's going to be something that's. I think we should buy some more, so that we have them here.
How many do you think we should buy?
We should probably buy 1 for the urinals, even though there's only 3, and at least 1 for the toilets.
Is it a different one?
It says it is. I think what it is the eye is further away. It goes further on the urinal. I think it's said because it comes with a factory setting. Okay, they were pretty quick. I ordered it one day. I talked to you 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was at my house by 4 the next day. So that was very encouraging. to get it here that quick, but, the way they're faltering, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea for us to order a couple. There's a solenoid in there, and then there's also a little flange. Those pieces are holding up. It's this, and it's just corroding.
Well, I make a motion that we buy 2 for the toilets and 1 for the,
There you go.
and 1 for the urinals, just to have on hand.
It's the same for the ladies' one too, right?
Yeah.
Same for the ladies'
Yeah, so the water closets are the same thing. This is, well, last year we bought a whole unit, so that in a real emergency, we can take it off and just put it in. I mean, it's inside, it's got the solenoid, there's a solenoid that attaches to this inside, and that's your window. That's where that comes through. And then you got this fits down inside the, underneath.
Yeah.
And goes like so.
Certified plumbing
So,
associate.
we bought the whole unit, came with all the parts.
Yeah.
It was $325.
This is the part here that's messed up.
Yeah, yeah, this ring right here. Right. They played with that,
So we,
someone's played with
so we're
that.
just gonna stock some extra units to keep on, who's gonna be ordered every time we use one? So, if we have one extra, let's use one,
As long
someone's
as you
gonna
spend
order it.
$50, it's free shipping.
But it's gonna be us
So-
doing it, or is it gonna be like a maintenance manage that for us? Instead of Scott having to be the toilet guy,
Well, right now, Scott is sending things out to the maintenance people not to touch them.
Our maintenance crew, because they did touch one and then they put in cheap batteries. Meanwhile, I already had a whole set of batteries. So I sent a thing out and said, "There's a problem, call me. I got the parts, I've already figured out how to do this. I've got the batteries, I've got batteries for the hand machines, I've got different batteries for the faucets. I've replaced those. And these are just double A's, but I have a whole pack of Duracells and I've got a bag of them and keeping them at the house so they're nice and warm. Because if we leave them in here, the heat's very low.
Yeah.
It's not good for a battery to be sitting in 40-degree weather for 3 months. So,
I made a
so we
motion.
have one whole thing, and I'm sorry, Mike made a motion, go ahead.
Just make one, Mike, please.
I did.
Good.
Make the motion.
To buy, what did you say?
2 for the toilets and 1 for the urinal.
2 water
I
closets.
do.
What's a water closet?
Water
What are we in
closet.
England?
That's the term, the water closet. And
Is it a loo?
and the urinal. There you go. That's the unit they sent with it. And 1 urinal, okay.
What is?
It's to turn it.
That's.
Oh, this is like it's like a pipe wrench.
Yeah, it goes around here,
Yeah. Gotcha.
so.
Nifty.
Okay, so 2 and 1, I will do that. So that'll
We
be,
didn't get a second of vote.
oh, I'm sorry. Mike made a motion. Do we have a second? We have a second. Any further discussion?
No.
None heard. All those in favor?
Aye.
Everybody was confused by water closet.
I look back at my notes and I'm going, what the hell is W/C? I'm going, urinal, WC. What is WC? And then I went back on the website and it said water closet. I went, oh,
Water
WC.
closet.
That's what WC was. But I spent quite a bit of time making sure I had the right ones because they had different ones for different things, and so I didn't want to order the wrong one, but it's working. So okay, so that was that. The next thing is I'm sure we've had this problem before, but we probably didn't know about it. When we had the election here and there was all kinds of rain, people were dragging water in and it hit the tile and the tile was extremely slippery. So my feeling was, I don't know where we can get it from. Maybe we can ask Bob Joyle if they sell them, RPC packaging, but a nice big mat. And we have one, as right as you come in the door, Linda picked one up at Ocean State Job Lot. Maybe we'll get something there, I don't know. And then just have one, maybe go on the length of the tile, both ways, so that way someone walking in doesn't slip and fall.
Makes sense.
I won't have a lot of time to, if somebody wants to look up some prices or see if Ocean State has them, or talk to Bob Joyle.
I'll do it.
I just, I'm kind of weak for time right now.
Who's Bob Joyle?
He sells us all a product of like
Custodial
product.
stuff.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
We get the hand dryers from him, and we get all the paper products and the soap and all that from him.
Yep.
I'll call him.
Yeah, I don't even know, there might be something at Ocean State, I don't know. They've also asked, at our last little mini meeting, they want us to start building a report, doing it townwide, for all the buildings. They're trying to get a better handle on projected, correct me if I'm wrong, projected capital expenses going forward. I know that we pay for our own, but they're still trying to tie in everything. And so they're asking us to,
They were actually talking about two different things, capital expenditures and also just like a scheduled maintenance.
Right, you're right,
Like,
you're right.
oh, hey, this
Clean the
you know,
grease traps.
building needs to be painted, you know. They're really just trying to get a handle on it.
yeah, no, I mean, I think
We
it's
should
a
do
good,
this.
we should do it. We should have a,
Instead of just fixing everything with a Band-Aid and then thinking it fixed.
right. No, it's a good proactive thing that somebody thought of, and so it's something to think about. If somebody wants to volunteer to think about start doing that, it's gonna take some time. It's not anything that's gonna get done overnight or even in the next couple of months.
Well, I think we need to talk, you know,
Look at
we
each
talk about this park, we need to go with Joe and.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean, it's the whole thing, it's not just here.
John
It's
Pond.
John Pond, it's Clear Pond.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the bathroom building at Clear Pond is pushing 30 years old. The building down there, what's gonna happen with that?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, and it makes sense what they're asking for us to do, as well as
So
the rest of the town.
we maybe have Nellie start a list and we just add to them, we just.
Yep, I mean, if she starts a list of, each building, just say each building that's on the premises, and start with John Pond, what's down there, what's at Clear Pond, all the buildings. Just make a list of each building, and then we can start from there. And start, like there's the guard shack over there, there's the snack shack, there's the little money building when you're coming in the door. There's the bathroom. I mean, so there's 4 buildings over there at Clear Pond. John Pond, you've got,
Big one there.
the big building, you've got, softball has the little shed, you got the snack stand, and now we've got the bathroom. So I mean, if you just make a list of each one, we can,
Okay.
then go
Yeah.
further, take it the next step further and sit down and investigate each building and see what its needs are.
That list, but I'll need you guys to review it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was thinking you just keep the list, that's all, we'll give
But
you the
yeah, I'll
information.
keep it
Yeah.
all in one document, that way it
Yep,
flows
We
nice.
can add to it.
yeah,
Exactly.
okay. I've talked to Nate, we went over this, again, it came to light to me, at the election, as people were leaving in the dark. She says, the light's not on out there, going out that door. Well, they really shouldn't be going out that door because there's no walkway. But that's the way she's got it set up. She's got them coming in the front door and going out the side doors. So I went to see if it was a bulb issue. So I went over there, couldn't turn it on, couldn't find any way to turn it on. I took the bulb out, the one underneath, the overhang. I took it, I brought it over here, plugged it in here, turned this one on, the bulb worked. And then there's another light outside that hangs over the top, filled with water. I don't think that unit works, period. But I still couldn't turn it on. There's a switch here to turn it on. There's a switch here to turn on the light. There's a switch at the back door to turn on, the light overhead and then the outside one. But you go over there, there's no switch. I don't think they did it when they made it, when they did the renovation. I don't think they put in the switch. There's also supposed to be a switch to turn on the perimeter lighting on that building. Because there's a switch here that turns on the perimeter lighting over here, turns it on and off. There's no switch over there. There's 3 switches on this wall, there's only one over there. The one over there turns on the middle row of lights. And the switch to turn on the gazebo lights is gone. There was a switch on the wall. Now you've got to open up the circuit breaker and turn the circuit breaker on and off, which is not a good thing. I said something later, I said, you shouldn't be going into the circuit breaker unless there's a reason to, not to turn the light on and off. So
What do you mean it's gone?
there's no switch. There used to be a switch on the wall. There's now just a plate. Someone took the switch off and put a plate on. Don't know why. Cheryl goes, it was right there, and there's a plate there. So I've asked Nate to as soon as the electrician is up and running, I guess he had a knee operation. I said, as long as it's done by the election, I don't want to hear it. So that's in the works.
What about parking lot lights?
We're getting
Is that
there.
coming up?
Oh, yeah, that's coming up too.
Okay. so-
That's, no, that's fine.
So you're working on that, right?
Well,
I don't know.
I asked Nellie, I forwarded her the numbers. We are paying a monthly amount, $8. That's why that isn't turned off, because that's what Nate said. He says, well, if they turn it off, if they shut off the meter, they take the glass meter off and put a blank one on. Well, the glass meter is there.
Are you onto the parking lot lights now?
I'm onto the parking lot.
Okay.
Okay, the parking lot lights. Now, there's 3 banks of lights on 3 different poles. There's 4 lights, 4 lights, and 4 lights. There's 12 little rectangular lights. 4 go towards the tennis court. 4 go towards the other parking lot. So the 4 go into the tennis court, light up that parking, and 4 come back to our parking lot, the Target one. That's where the 12 lights go. The last time I saw them on was years ago when the haunted house had their event, and the whole corner was all lit up, which it should be with all the people that's walking around. I haven't seen it on since then. So I asked Deanie. No, that's part of the thing. I asked Daryl. No, that's part of the thing. I said, Daryl, come on, you gotta read me.
What part of what thing?
He said, part of the 5 street lights. I said, no, it isn't. It's not. Anyhow, I said, Daryl, come with me. So Daryl came up, we're checking circuit breakers. All of a sudden he goes, no, it's over there. It used to be right underneath the poles, there was a box. And then they moved it, it's over to the corner of the parking lot. There's a big green box. On the far end of the parking lot.
box, right?
Yeah, so I see the meter. Take a picture of the meter number, the meter's not moving, but there's no lights on. It's just for those parking lights. And you said it says 26 Precinct Street parking lot lights.
Parking lights, yes.
It says parking lights.
Yeah.
So Nate and I have thrown the switches, nothing's happening. So I don't know if someone's disconnected it.
Did you guys give it a minute? Because those might be the vapor
No,
lights.
we didn't. We
Those
kind
might
of
be
turned it
vapor
on,
lights like they
looked
have.
at it and went, it's not coming on. Shut it off. So it might, I will try it again. I'll try it when I leave tonight.
Yeah, because they might be the vapor lights
They could
that we
be.
have.
Because the interesting thing was that meter, every August for the past 2
Yeah.
years, it goes up. So we're paying our
goes up
base
like $1.
$875 for every single month, and then in August 2018 and 2019, it went up to $9 something, randomly. Only in August,
Both years.
and
it's
then it
never
goes
been
back
used.
down.
Maybe there's a function that knows about it and they
And
turn
knows
it on.
to,
Like, like the poker run or.
Yes,
Maybe.
right, it could be.
Knows about
Mike,
it.
you're right, in that, they're right there, so
Yeah, more
that
than
could
we
be
do.
it.
See what's in August.
Yeah, that could be
Haunted
it.
house, yeah.
So when we leave tonight, I'm gonna go and I'll wait and I'll flip them on and leave them for a few minutes.
That was
and see what
just a
happens.
thought.
No, it makes sense, because they're older lights. They're not new lights. They're these little rectangular,
Can we get MG&E to like update those too?
I'm sure we can.
They do that for free, right?
Right, and my feeling is, I don't know how much it's gonna cost, but we should have a switch inside the building. Because, I don't feel good having someone walk over to the thing and throw the switch and then have to remember they gotta go back over there at the end of the night.
Yeah.
It's gonna get left on.
But how much lighting do we have over there? I know early that Mike was here talking to Nellie about activities going on in the parking lots and stuff he was questioning, and I don't know if there's lights out there, right now.
There's 5 lights that go down the street here, that go from the right side of the office building, there's one right outside the hall here, there's another one further down here by the parking lot, and there's another one on the other side of the parking lot, and then there's one all the way down near the ice skating.
But the parking lots are dark though right now, even those were.
Those are on, but are they
just regular
well
street
lit?
lights?
No, they're LED lights and they're not
Like
well
we're
lit.
talking about our,
Yeah, no, 'cause that's what Mike was mentioning, that thought something was going on in the parking lot over there, with no lighting. And I didn't know if there was lights off there or not, but maybe that
I
would
have
help
no
us.
idea what you guys are talking about.
No, not you, Mike, yeah,
No,
Mike,
Oh, yeah.
No, okay.
before you were here.
before, he was mentioning he
There were
thought
cars
something was
out there,
going
when I
on.
pulled in, there were cars out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the other night when I was here, last Friday night when I was fixing the toilets, somebody pulled up and got out of their car and they're walking around the back of the building and I said, hey, what's going on? They ran. And he's running around and I'm following him with my truck. But he's running all over the place. I'm going, what's up? you know, but it was somebody that was old enough to drive, but it was a younger kid. I don't know.
It's the elf.
Yeah, the elves. So we do have lights. I don't know if they work.
Okay.
Maybe I didn't leave it on long enough. That's very possible. But, so the next step, my next step was, I found out from her that we got paying for them, so they're not shut off, so they should come on. I don't know, so like, if they don't come on, then I guess the next step is to call G&E and get some new bulbs put in, or some new lights. Okay, next thing, Ted Williams Camp updates.
Okay, well, let's hear one general update about this.
Oh, yes, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I called Tom Robinson regarding that door and the door that goes out. This door, notice it's open and it won't close. That's the one that someone knocked off kilter and our employees tried to fix it and I think they made it worse.
I'm not surprised.
So I told him about, he's gonna meet me down here on Wednesday and take a look at it. I mentioned to him about the outside door as well, and, you know, we could probably do that. But he said, I'll be down there. He goes, I'll just grab whatever it is, I'll take care of it.
What door?
The outside door going outside, it has no insulation underneath.
Oh, okay, all right, this needs the weather
It just
stripping.
needs weather stripping to
Okay.
come back on.
Okay.
So I'm meeting him on Wednesday for that,
Okay, great,
okay?
great. And the weather stripping is holding on the back door only because probably no one's going out there. But I've instructed Linda to check it weekly. And if it needs more weather stripping, put it on. I mean, for $3 to sit there and have a crack almost an inch wide with heat going out the door, that's why we need weather stripping. I said, so fix it. If you,
live in a barn?
you know?
Gonna heat the
Used to
neighborhood?
be a barn.
Okay, I have, you all set with that, Mike? I'm sorry. I had some time last month. Let's see, I got more stuff here. I don't know what I want to talk about, but. Yep,
I got a bunch of stuff.
yep, okay. It's one for each of you guys. Mike, you're already upset for me. What I did was, we have the account at Home Depot. I went on the website, okay? And I just looked up different lighting, you know, like landscape lighting, you know? Trying to get, you know, something that's maybe not plastic, trying to get something a little, and we're talking about lighting up the signs. We're talking about lighting up the signs.
Yeah.
I think if we do something, this is one thing that we could do, while we were at that little mini meeting with Town Hall. Maureen said that they just put up a light somewhere. They had Jeannie come in, and for $12 a month, they put up like a street light. I don't think that's really gonna help us. I mean, it will help us to light up the entrance, but,
Not on the sign, so.
you know,
Yeah.
it's dark. You can't
Is
see
this
the
like a
sign.
little solar light?
That's what these are. Most of these are solar lights, because we don't have power to either one of those right now.
Yeah, I have these in my house. They're awesome.
Yeah. So, you know, my feeling was to get, you know, get a couple of them. I mean, we're gonna need at least 4, we're gonna need at least 1 for each side. But maybe either put 1 on one side and put 2 on the other and see how it looks, see if one does the job. If one does the job, then 4 will be great.
There's no power not even close to the area, you go, you know.
There is
Low
out
voltage.
there, but and there's a tube, there is electric right near there. I mean, so that is a possibility of getting Jeannie to hook up better lighting. Out there's nothing, although there's gotta be power. I don't know. I mean, you got the well is right there. So there had to be electric to that well. Where the electric coming from, I don't know. There was a house there.
Right.
So I don't know where that electric is coming from, or where it's going to, or if there's anything out there.
I think the solar is like, they work awesome. They work just as well as a regular light, like $20.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's some here,
About signs?
Yeah.
lights,
But they don't,
signs.
but they don't stay on all night long, they only run for like a couple hours.
They
That's it.
go off dusk and dawn, so they're not
Right.
on during the day.
And if the battery
The
dies,
solar won't last that long, won't last overnight.
That's what it
So
does.
it's-
it all depends on which one you get. You know, if you get the big square ones, you know, they're only gonna last like a couple hours at the most, you know? And that's no good in the middle of winter. It gets dark at 4:30.
Yeah.
You know, by 6:30, the light's gonna be out. So I was thinking more of the round ones that they say they're gonna last 8 to 12 hours, depending on how much sunlight they get during the day.
Yep.
And I mean, you see some of them kind of in the middle there. There was one pack of 2.
Put it this way, the worst case scenario is if it goes off, it's no different than it is right now.
True. And I mean, we're trying, you know? I mean,
For like $20, it's worth it.
and we're just trying to get somebody to get in here. When they leave, they got their headlights on, they're leaving anyhow.
Yep.
It's that 4 to 8 or 9 in the wintertime, and then, you know, 8 to 10 in the summertime to get somebody in here.
Yep.
Or dust to, I mean, I'm not up on my lights, but, obviously, you know, like the last 5 or 6, they were really bright, but they didn't last very long. And they were the square ones, you know? So, going back, this one here, $37, it's 2 units, and they're round. You know, and then there's another one that's 1 unit and it's round, it's $60, it's twice as much. I don't know if it's that much better. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah.
Some are meant to, you know, go on the wall, you know, like a wall like that way, and others, you know, you just stick them in the ground.
I was thinking, but wouldn't we want to like mount them like on the top of the fence? I mean, on the top of the sign, try to down on it? Are these like flexible at all, or are they?
I'm trying
Usually
to.
like
look
one,
at me,
usually
or
like
look
one
at me.
piece.
I
It's like
did.
a floodlight. It's usually like one box with like panel and lights on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's how, like, one of them was, it was, you know, one solar battery pack, and then there was 2 lights that went up from it.
So you would put it in the ground and shine up to it? Okay.
Probably.
Right. The only thing I'm noticing here is one of them is a nickel metal hydride battery.
Yep.
That's way old.
Yep.
Technology. You want to stay away from that one.
Yep.
Do those signs, are they in the sunlight or are they in the shade? Those
That one's not a problem, that's in plenty of sun over there. And that one's pretty wide open. It is pretty wide open.
It doesn't have a lot of shade over there.
No, neither spot.
I'd say we just take a shot at getting one of the lithium ones in the middle of the road and try it.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, wanna go $37 to $44, whatever, you know.
Dusk to dawn, up to 10 hours,
There you go.
lithium ion, ground stick, $59.97.
Yeah, I mean, like, see that one there, the 5997, that one's a 20-inch bar. That one's a bar light.
There's one above it too, though.
There's one, like, right in the middle, it says 20-inch bar. Go down
We
one
got a
further.
bar
All
one here.
right.
You have a bar, you think a bar would?
No, I'm just saying, the one right below that.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if that's the one you were looking at. You know, or just, you know, there's round ones for $25, there's round ones for $30, round ones for $60.
Well, if you do a spot, it's gotta be far away enough that it gets the whole sign.
Spot versus a floodlight.
Flood.
There weren't many floodlights, most of them were spots. The only ones that were floods were down the bottom, and those were the problem ones that weren't gonna last long. 3 hours.
I'd say, yeah, don't get the plastic ones, get one of the metal ones, bronze cast aluminum, right?
Yep.
Get one of those, up to
Are
6
these
hours.
all in stock at Home Depot? Or,
Probably not in
Not
stock.
all of them were in stock, we may have to order some of them, I mean, I can pare it down and get one that's in stock and get someplace in the middle here, but you can see, you know, the most they are is $60 for one, you can go down as low as $30. Lithium batteries, I mean, I did like the fact that some of them, you could replace it, you know, when the battery does shit the bed, you can just buy another battery and put it in versus you gotta buy a whole new unit.
and they get the flagpole pole lights too.
I
We need
did
one
see
for
that, and I put that down there because we do need one.
Okay.
We do need one, so.
Well, I make a motion, we let Scott decide whether he thinks works well.
Yeah. They're
Unless
all
you
about the
want,
same.
you know, you don't have time for it. I mean, we're not talking about any kind of money here.
Right.
No, I mean, even if I get the $60 one, it's $240, and if we go with the flagpole one, so you're talking, you know, $250, $270.
Yeah.
So,
Make motion, let Scotty decide, max of $300 spent, how's that?
okay,
How's that, what do you wanna do?
and a second, any further
Who's got
discussion?
someone else to do it, you want me to do it?
You know, that's fine.
Better than me.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, good. talked about the parking lot lighting. Used pickup truck. At the last department head meeting, they wanted us to spiel out what we thought our capital expenditures were, and based on our conversations, that was one of the things that we needed. We need a piece of equipment, we need a truck, and we need to do more work on the fields. That was kind of the ballpark right now. And then the fire department had gone just before me, and they were putting in for a new pickup truck. So John Powderly said, well, what's gonna happen to the old one? "Oh, I guess we'll trade it in, I guess, I don't know." He goes, well, they can use it. So I've asked again and again, and I haven't got any response, so I'm trying to track that down too. So when I talk about the contract, which I'm not getting any response, I'll ask about pickup truck again. So that would be nice, if that one's on its last legs out there. But I just wanted to let you know that potentially for a, I don't know, it's a, what's that truck? Let's see, it's 5 or 6 years old. It's a nice little pickup truck.
It's a 1-ton.
Yeah, it's you know, it's not one of these little S10 little jobs, it's a regular pickup truck.
Nice. You can put probably already has a tow package
Oh,
on
I'm
it.
sure they must have got
Like
it.
it is.
Yeah,
That way we can move machines over to Mount Pond or Quick Pond.
we're all working with Nate and the highway on that, on prioritizing. Everybody has a different opinion as to what parking lot needs to be done first. As we found out in the meeting. So Mike?
Yeah, we met with,
Rich, the camera,
yeah. and
Maureen.
Nate,
Nate,
Franklin.
and Franklin.
Yeah, to try to get back on these projects. I believe they're still planning on trying to fund the soccer parking lot and where.
If we can get it done at the right price.
Yeah.
Do we still have
So
the?
they had asked me to get the,
Oh, you have to ask, what's his name?
I talked to Jamie and I got the plan for both of them electronically. And I sent them over to Nelson Excavating.
Yep.
I would send them anywhere else yet. If you guys have any ideas on that, I would love, you should talk to Kenny, send them over to his body.
Yeah, he got them the first time.
Right. The way I look at it is that they were looking just to start fresh and,
Yep, no.
yeah, so, we're back on
You're
it.
talking about the,
The
Drainage, parking lots,
Drainage
the
parking.
parking lot for
do
soccer.
we still have the encumbered funds for that?
It's in our retained earnings.
Okay.
Yep, that 40 grand went back into the retained earnings. And there is some $45,000 figure that's still available from the tarring. There was like 15 grand.
Yeah,
and then,
leftover.
and then an extra 35,000 that hadn't been borrowed yet. So there is some money there, plus, you know, we said we had earmarked 40 grand
Yeah.
towards that. Because that was the ballpark figure that Jeremy Peck had originally come up with.
Yep.
Um,
And that lot is pretty bad.
My feeling is that's the worst.
Someone's gonna get hurt. I mean,
That's the worst.
price of it and,
Which one, the karate?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so many people in and out of it.
Right,
I mean, these parking lots get used maybe once on the weekend,
yeah,
you know, versus soccer's, there's nobody using it right now, but it will be crazy busy.
yeah,
But they also use that middle lot, and John's people are in here every day,
right,
you know, and there's some nasty big potholes out there.
yeah.
So, anyhow, the next thing, if somebody would like to look into getting a booster, right? It's just a booster. I think it's just a booster we plug in
I
the
think
Wi-Fi.
so. I reached out to our gentleman IT person, and he was thinking of pointing the Wi-Fi specifically to the office.
I
from
have
here.
like boosters. I can do it. I have the boosters at my house. It's easy. It's like $25.
Okay.
You literally, where is the Wi-Fi now?
It's in here.
Right.
Okay, it's
I
gotta go
believe
out there.
it's in here.
So you plug it in right
$24.99 on
there.
Amazon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you plug it in right there. It connects through there.
Super.
And then we can maybe get one over there?
No, it just jumps, as long as it can,
Because the problem is, like, if you're at the office and you're standing outside on the porch, you can get Wi-Fi.
So-
Yeah.
You go inside the building, you
so,
don't get it.
so if you put a booster here.
Yeah.
Now this is the new Wi-Fi, you get, what is that? I don't know, how many feet you get that way. Make sense?
Yeah,
Should
no,
work.
that should work. I mean,
What if you put another booster in that building, will it one go to the other?
Maybe, but you're probably gonna lose a lot of signal that way. Put it this way, like if my house, I have
Oh,
a shed
one
that's
and
that
see.
far out, and I put a booster in the house and it hits the shed. It's fine.
okay, so let's put one in and find out, especially for that kind
So
of money.
25 bucks, yeah.
$28.
Do we have to put like a lock on it, if someone's gonna walk out with it? Can you just unplug it and leave them up with it? Cause you got
Yeah.
parties in here.
You can, I mean, just put it, I don't know, is there something behind there that has a plug? Behind the bar?
I just want to think about, cause,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, good point, Joe.
More things has to go through, the slower it gets, but,
you know,
you know what? You put, whatever's behind the TV, there's gotta be a plug up there.
There is a plug up
Yeah,
there.
there
you go.
is.
Put it right in there.
Okay, here you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
great,
do that.
great. Karate studio contract, we talked about that. Repair the water line near the old well building, that's not gonna happen right now.
Hell,
But
were you having like a moment of wishful thinking there?
Yes, I was. Well, I wanted to put this stuff down so that we don't forget it,
Yeah.
you know, because it gets out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Any other general updates for Ted Williams Camp?
Okay, yes. Grease trap and pumping. We
Yes.
talked about that several times. I ran into Nate today.
Okay.
Somebody brought that up again last week, so.
Linda
I-
said she thought it hadn't been done.
It hasn't been done. The last time it was done was a year and a half ago. Especially since, Nate said, since we have this water leak, we've had this water leak, it's probably filling up that 6,000 gallon tank. So he's gonna look into it again, and have it done, so.
Because we only pay for what they take out.
Right, right.
It's not like when they come and pump the septic.
Right.
The way he put it, he wants to get a baseline.
Yeah,
Okay, so if you pump it now, and now you can keep track of the pump it and do the grease traps, you can get a baseline of
based on
well, how often we think we have to do. Now, he was thinking, well, why, the grease trap should, there's no cooking done. I said, they're over here, they're washing our plates, they're, all their serving stuff, they're washing it all down the sink. So the grease traps probably are bad.
Yep.
So he's gonna do that.
Okay, great.
All right. We talked about the parking lot lights. Water bills. That's why I said hold off on water. We had that bill for the maintenance building last month that was 7 times higher than it normally is. Well, I think we found the answer today, that the spigot was broken, it was leaking.
Yeah. How long is it leaking? We don't know.
I have no idea. I had called them about that.
But it was only 1 month that it was spiked.
Right, it's back down
Yes.
to $17.20.
Yeah.
So, that's that one.
Okay.
Now, this is here. This is now up to 27 consumption, where it usually is at 3 or 4.
Right, well, that is one night that toilet was going.
Well, we don't know how long the urinal's been going. Oh, no, that's, again, I'm getting ahead of
No,
myself.
but
Yeah.
that toilet was flushing for a whole night by
Yeah.
the time I got in here.
So, I
And
can
then
call
it
them
was
and ask them,
cranking.
but I'm assuming
It
that's
was
what
pushing,
it
it
was.
was pushing water out. And we looked, and it didn't show up on the last bill, but this is the bill it was gonna show up on.
Yeah.
So the toilet was
So-
going full bore for a whole night.
Wow.
Yeah, so this one went back down to where it should be, and hopefully this will go back down, now that we're working on it.
Yep. Yeah, I replaced, that's actually one of the toilets, I took the unit out and I sanded it and scraped it and put it back in. It worked for 2 weeks and then it didn't work again. So I said, give me a new one.
Yeah.
We need it now. And they got it to me in less than 24 hours. So I was pretty good about that.
Yep. We touched on it earlier with John Mirando here. Lakeville Haunted House, we're gonna started on that.
Yep.
Dumpsters there. Bobby started today. I met with Clorinda Dunphy today regarding Joe, bringing Joe back. The two questions, she's gonna meet with Maureen tomorrow, see whether we can bring him back early, because he's a seasonal employee, which means, I meant to ask you, do you have what it means by seasonal employee, what the dates are? Somewhere? Is it like
We made
March
the dates.
15th to November, or?
We made up the dates.
Yeah,
It's supposed to only be 90 days or something like
No, it's
that.
not.
Like
90 days is only 3 weeks.
for the certified seasonal.
That's all it is.
Certified.
Yeah, for certified seasonal employment.
Okay.
They can only be employed
So
for-
that's the question, if we can bring it back or not. And the second question is whether he is cleared to work because of his injuries.
By a doctor. I was thinking about that. You know, we'd have to have a doctor's note to.
So I just want to touch base with her. I was getting a burn permit over this, so I
Did you get one from me?
Oh, I'll get one too. Thanks.
and I just wanted to see where we're at. So Bobby's starting it. Sounds like John is going to jump in.
Yeah, I was thinking
Which
about
is
that too.
great.
He has guys that.
And I have to get a hold of that church again.
Oh, yeah, the church up on the corner of County Road and Highland Road.
Yeah, regarding if they want to do some volunteer work. I did ask Nate about liability there. But we have people that volunteer and they're on the side of the road picking up litter. And, they could
just
get
about
by a car,
as
so I'm assuming that he's gonna look into it for me. But I'm assuming that the town has some sort of an umbrella policy to cover volunteers doing that kind of work. That was all I had for Ted Williams.
Okay. Moving forward, sports season. We've got our meeting coming up on February
Eve,
8th,
Saturday, yeah.
Saturday. That's at 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, 9
9
o'clock.
a.m.
And it's gonna be in the CW room instead of in the lounge.
Okay.
The Lions Club Comedy evening is that night, and SEM just asked if
Yeah, that's
we
fine.
could have it in there, because that'll be set from BNI, and they'll already have this set up Friday morning, so.
Just to take off on that, it's more of an informal meeting. The way it worked last year actually worked the quickest it's ever done. And it's like, we're sitting here at a table and they're all sitting there and it's like, all right, you come on up here, and I took one and you took one. And all you're doing is, we're just trying to get their contract. She's gonna have contracts here for them.
Yes.
We're just looking for their insurance binder, a schedule if they have one, approximate number of people if they have those numbers. I doubt they have those numbers. But it's just pretty much
Some of them.
taking their information and making sure they know what they need to get us, and then leave, next person. And so, we all kind of sat here and talked with different people, and it moved pretty quick, And then we kind of take that information, and then, Justin will look at if there's any conflicts and how we can alleviate those.
Yep.
And the only conflict I think that we're really gonna have, there's possible for two. One is AAU
Yep.
baseball. Joe's already taken care of the AAU softball. We'll call it AAU softball. Right? You've kind of.
Well, they know the prices now. That means they've gotten the letters.
Yep.
We'll see what happens, see if they come back and see what they say.
Okay. And the only other third possible place for a conflict, it's not a conflict, it's just gonna take a little bit of time. Did you talk with soccer? You reached
Regarding
out?
that lady?
Yeah.
Not the lady, the girl. I did call him, he hasn't got back to me.
Okay, all right. So, I'm not sure if you were here when the girl sent in.
The training
An
girl?
email. No, not the training one. There's a girl from town, went through the system here, went
Yeah.
through our soccer
Oh,
club.
I did see that email, yeah.
And she's going to URI. URI?
You all right, yeah?
A school in Rhode Island. And they have a ladies
League.
traveling soccer
There's an
club.
email on that.
So she was wondering if she could play here.
Yep.
So we just said, the schedule's gotta work and we gotta see and find out. And I think she was Sunday mornings.
It was Sunday.
It was mornings. Because,
How, does soccer usually show up to the scheduling meeting?
Yeah, that'd be there.
yep,
Okay, good.
yep.
Because I
And,
know they're trying to add universal use of the field, so it,
well, they don't have universal because the women's soccer plays in the
Yeah, they play,
afternoons
yeah.
on Sundays. So we've just gotta,
work around it.
work on that.
That's fine. The
So,
whole point of it.
I don't think that one's gonna real conflict, it's
No.
just making sure that there's time for everybody, because they do have some Sunday games, the soccer club, but usually not till the afternoon.
Yep.
And it kinda like, they come in the afternoon and the ladies play a little later.
Yep.
So if this game was early,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
you
only
did the
need 4
calendar for it.
games.
Yeah, only 4
between
dates.
April and the second week of June.
Yeah, I'll expand the calendar into the soccer fields and,
so they'd be looking
That's
for
it,
the
I think.
biggest field.
yeah, so that's easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and she'll be attending the sports meeting. I
That's
added
good.
her to the invite, so she can come and talk and ask any questions.
Good.
And she's working on insurance right now.
Cool.
Her mom plays on the women's soccer league too.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
And she
kinda
went through the whole
knows.
program,
Yeah,
so
she
it's kind of
kinda
neat,
knows.
you know, she's coming back and playing, that's great.
Yep.
Is lacrosse gonna be looking for any time down here?
Yeah, just same as last year, just the girls.
Just the girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the boys aren't interested, they're doing Middleborough, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Do we need to go over the contract?
I gave you guys copies of the contract. There's just a general private field time, and then there's just one from, I think I gave the soccer one.
Okay.
So if you want to take a look at that, the fee isn't updated. This is the
Right.
2019 contract. So of course the fee is going to get updated, but any other information?
Is there anything in here about an assessment for field maintenance?
There is not.
Okay, so,
So the contract, I created a contract for John Pond separately. If that's
did?
okay.
An agreement?
no, it's not. But-
Well, I copied what we just said, but, you know, for the different fields and all that there.
Yeah, no,
Because
I mean,
it's
it's a
too
whole
generic to
different
use the ones
tailor-made,
for
yeah.
here, so.
Well, I mean, this is the one for soccer, and they're all different. Each organization is different, like Horseshoes is different, it's tailor-made for each
Okay.
one, so that's fine.
Where are all those? Is there a folder we can get at, so we, you know?
Nelly.
see
I think
those?
Nellie has
Could we
them.
do that?
Like blank ones?
Yeah, the blank contract, so.
I have them all electronically,
Okay. if you
but I
could-
can either email them to you or send you, give you copies either way. Like I can print those out for you too.
Just electronically fine.
Yeah, okay.
Because I said, I just created one for John Pond because it's a little different than here, because I was gonna add a second page for stuff that, you know, the do's and don'ts type of whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll be finalizing that in the next couple of weeks or so.
We do have a laminator now, so I think we should kind of go forward with the field pass that we've hemmed and hawed and tossed back and forth. I mean, I just updated the last one we had from a couple of years ago. It's pretty simple. We laminate it, we put on it, and we laminate it, and we tell them when they have the field and when they don't. And I think
Take one here.
yeah, that's right. It's not such a big deal with, you know, some of the groups, like Little League.
Yep.
It's more like with the AAU and maybe with your girls down the softball field, so that AAU knows when they have it and when they don't have it.
Yep.
You know, I mean, as far as when the town girls have it, they pretty much have it a lot bigger time slots. It's handing the other ones, this is only when you can play.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm thinking like for AAU, just to kind of solidify it, and maybe we give this new girl one for soccer, and we just so that they know that they've been handed something that we've signed and said, this is when you have the time. And we do have a laminator, so we can laminate it for them,
Yeah, we might want to put a,
because the thing with that
Copy
was
of
like,
the
the
calendar.
AAU was like, you know, because there was a couple of times when there was phone calls, you know, you're on my field and blah, 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 blah.
it wasn't bad last year though, was it?
No, it wasn't that bad last year.
But the thing that works out, the thing that's hard to put in a laminator is it changes. So they'll be like, hey, I have a makeup game on Wednesday, and then we change it, and
Right, but they go through you for that.
Yeah.
They go through the scheduler for that, so it's, you know, Mike says, all right, he's playing on Wednesday night, and I know I don't have practice on Wednesday night because they're doing a makeup game, and so I don't have to show up. You know, I'm just trying to alleviate problems down the road. The coach throws a laminated thing in his bag and,
Yeah.
you know, hey, no, this is what I got to do, really. You know?
I think it might even make the most sense to create. We'll see what it looks like, but like a laminated. You can do two-sided, but a laminated.
Schedule.
Just the schedule
Calendar.
itself, the
Yep.
whole schedule. So
Yeah,
if
you can
it's
put it on one of the boards.
fields 1 through 6.
Yep.
Because that's what ends up. That's the reality. What happens is like, you know, all these higher, older teams are all set. Like I got this field, you got that field, because they need the right fields. But then the little kids just get thrown on wherever, right? So it's like go play with there, go play with there. And the poor coaches don't know because they're like first time dads and moms, so they just walk over and
Yep.
someone says you don't have it, and like, well, Joe told me to go here or whatever. So
Yeah.
so having the schedule so they can look and say, oh, field 3 is open, go to field 3. That'd be a better way to do it.
Yep, and if we can, once we do get the schedules, if we can put something in the office
Yep.
so that
what I'm
Linda
saying.
and Bobby know,
So it can be one master schedule. We can get
Yeah.
to all of the.
you know, I mean, obviously, when you got makeups, you know, that's another whole animal.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about you know, if she doesn't have to go out and drag the field and can do something else, because there's no
Well,
game.
that's what I ended up doing in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Is that every Friday night I would text Linda and say,
Perfect.
these are the people, but if it's on a schedule, she doesn't need that, so.
Right, so if she's got a schedule, with the exception of a makeup, it would be
Yep.
the only time a phone call would be
Yeah,
made.
so I think I did it in the second half of last year, so now it'll be
It got,
a lot
it
easier.
got much improved.
Yeah.
Yeah, much improved.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can,
So
you can lay the groundwork.
Well, after the 8th, right, let's say you give it a couple weeks, so by March, we should have a limited schedule.
All I ask, and I know you won't, but just don't just say, here you go, teams, you figure it out.
No, because it doesn't
Because
work, it
that was
doesn't
our
work that
problem.
way.
That's like, as I mentioned before, there was one guy that came in here, had 2 teams, he got 0 field time. Kenny got 4 games, and other teams got 6, 7, and 8. It wasn't fair. So, I mean, this thing's been beat to death multiple times. I think if you add those couple of things in generic, and then Joe adds that, the $20 per head and a field maintenance fee to be determined, which we've yet to determine that. But, I mean, even if we get $1,000 in total, it's $1,000 we didn't
Yep.
get. I mean, I'm not trying to beat anybody up for
Yeah.
$3,000.
No, but we gotta.
If we can get 500 from this group, and,
$10,000 hole to cover, right, but,
yeah, so if we can get,
some of it.
$1,100, $1,200 over the course of all the teams, that'll help. Electricity assessments, how many of
Yes,
those?
I gave you guys a copy of what we usually do.
Okay.
So you can take a look at it. Now, the thing is, now that we have the Bond Street meters corrected,
Yep,
what I had previously, they were flip-flopped around.
they were.
Yeah, because this amount for the ball field, if you'll see that the total is
Wow.
$526, that was not the way it was before. But this was listed as a completely different item. It wasn't listed as the ball fields. Now that we have this fixed, now this is saying this is the actual lights on the ball field.
So this is the lights, the field lights.
Right,
Yeah.
which get used by,
Football.
mainly by the co-ed team. The women didn't use it that much.
In the minutes too, well,
No, the co-ed used it more, they
Yeah.
played after.
yeah.
Pardon me.
So how do we split that fee up?
Right.
Because they're 2 different organizations. I mean, the concession stand's pretty simple, that goes to softball. Right, so that's easy, $229, $230 to softball.
Not all of it's for softball though. We some tournaments we left it running. Like for the Dynamites, we had the thing powered up. And during the thing during the summertime, the clinic, we had it powered up. Some of the coolers powered up for them.
Okay. Now, we wanna allocate that.
Why is there any cost in like September? Didn't we like shut down all the parks in September and October? After dusk? When was the Triple E thing?
What's 875 is?
The base.
The base.
Base one, yeah. So
So
just
that
a little bit
means
in September.
August 1 was the first week in August is when it started.
Okay. Just out of curiosity. I mean, it's
So yes.
definitely lower, but.
Wow, didn't seem to me like they used the lights that much.
No, I know.
Yeah, May seems awfully.
Well, there's 3 months that they couldn't, right?
Yeah.
August, September, October, they couldn't use them after dusk.
Right, so that's why
Right.
they are so low. I wonder if no, 875, I wonder where oh no, I'm not gonna wonder, I'm not even gonna say it. So how do we allocate that? How do we allocate $525 between the
Blue ball and who?
Movable ball?
Blue ball,
In some softball nights, they had that,
they did have some?
yeah. And
Can you do it like per head? Like if there's
I think we have,
20 Uber ball players and 100
Well,
whatever?
but you had the mixed league was playing later.
yeah.
The women's league
They had lights
played
all the time.
at 6 o'clock, they had 6 o'clock games. So they might have got flipped on for the end of the game early in the year.
Yeah.
For the last couple innings maybe.
Yeah. What if you take any team that could have played late and just divide it evenly between the teams?
I think we could take a shot at it. I think we may not get all 525 back.
No,
We could take some of it.
we're just looking at something.
We'll have a late-ish fee. So if we'll take a shot, if they want to play after 7 o'clock at night, we're gonna hit them with $200.
Yeah,
Split for the seats
$225 or something.
Maybe
yeah.
earlier you hit 100. In softball, whatever. I mean,
Yeah, if I remember correctly too, that, especially at the beginning of the season, that co-ed league played many more nights.
Oh, they were
Yeah.
playing, yeah, and they were playing like 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
You know, where the women were playing 2 nights a week or 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
And they were playing at 6, and then the co-ed league was playing after.
So maybe based on schedules, we come up with a number, the percentage of
Yeah, if
that.
we'd see the schedule, we could probably have a good idea of,
Would it be possible to get the electrician, to get town electrician, to put the lights, so we just do a break of outside the shack, the snack shack? Because now they have to go in the snack shack to put the lights on.
Same thing, you have to use the breakers. Well, it's.
Just move it outside there, on the
Yeah.
other side of the wall.
Which is not.
Just a panel.
Should be the same thing. The only thing about moving it outside is that way anybody can turn them on.
Right, but we also have to say, no one's really going down, I mean, I don't see anybody going there, you know. I mean, I can take an eye on it, I mean, I'm right down the road there, keep an eye on it if it gets
we
abused
used
at
to do it
all.
in free time.
But
We
maybe,
used to go turn the lights on and play. Because it was on the outside of the box.
well,
Well, but
Yeah, people do,
But if we
yeah.
get a box on the outside and then they get a lock on it and it's just a switch rather than going inside the building. I know what you're saying.
yeah,
It would,
but keep that closed up.
You know, the Freetown Lakeville softball club would probably appreciate that.
And they might pay that, I'm gonna be meeting
yeah,
with them
no,
soon.
right. So
Something
people
we'll
aren't
talk
going in
about.
and out of the,
Yeah.
then they lock up the concession, it's locked up. No, I think
Yeah.
I think it's a time for that.
Yeah, and same thing for the bathroom, we'll try to do that too, and put a thing outside there too, so we don't have to keep plugging it in the cord and all that. We'll look at
Yeah,
that.
we gotta get that squared away this spring. Because that's not doing that cord any justice to be plugged in and unplugged and plugged in. and
Someone will
unplugged.
want
It's not working either, it's not happening.
Yeah,
That water's gotta be, hard piped into it.
Right, because that hose is maxed, that hose is straight lined.
Yeah.
So that's a priority for the spring.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll work on the electric bills for Bond Street?
Yeah.
Okay, and like you said, I know what you're saying, Joe.
Yeah, I mean,
We're not trying to get every penny, we're just trying to.
No,
All right.
And
So
I'll
go
see,
back-
I'll see the concession too. I'm gonna try to, I'll go through that next month or so inside, see which, breakers, because there's like 30 breakers in there, but it's not much equipment in there, so I don't know where all these breakers are going to.
Yeah,
It's, you see the panels, but, they have 3 coolers and a freezer. Which all
somebody put a big breaker in.
But no,
Big
there's,
box. And there's all kinds of switches?
It's been there forever.
little shit ton. So they might be dead ones, I don't know. So I'll go through each outlet, I'll see which ones goes to each breaker. Maybe I'll need to take a look at it too.
There's something because July, if it's just the stuff that's plugged in, July is 13 and August is 32.
Yeah.
It should be the same number.
Yeah.
Or ish.
You can call Middleborough Gas anytime you want, and they'll come down and go over all that stuff.
Oh, they really?
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah, because we gotta get them down there for you, so everything's labeled. We wanna
Yeah.
do it at Clear Pond, so we have everything labeled, and we
Well,
wanna do it here.
I did it there.
Oh, you did it, that's right, you did it here.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
But
how
I
it's
have-
nicely
We have to do it
labeled.
here.
Yes.
Right.
And at Clear Pond.
Yeah,
But
get things labeled because it's,
we didn't know it was
No.
being built to what.
Because I've got my little, actually when I put a cooler, I get, give down each one to find which cooler it is.
Yep.
So I'll label it and all, whatever. I'll get someone down, because I said, an awful lot of them that, let's go to nothing. Because I have no idea what they're on. A lot of them are on, but.
okay.
what they do
So
with
going
them.
going back to the TWC pump house, I know you've pulled out the electric lights, right? That's what the little column is on the right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
those are the
So 200
electric lights.
$250 comes out of there?
Yeah.
Of the total?
Yes.
So we're talking $1,100?
Yes.
Right? So we build soccer for like 2/3 and baseball for 1/3? Is that?
That's usually because soccer
That's about what it
does
was?
the most.
Well, no, I'm sorry.
No,
700 was
library.
library. Eight out of the 30.
It is,
gotta be the
it's
library.
less this year.
It
right?
is.
Yes, it's gotta be less this year.
Well, it is less this year because we didn't have to turn it on. We got a lot of rain in the spring, and
Right.
early summer.
Right, so that's why it's down.
Yeah,
That's why
If you
it's,
look, even June was only $133.
yeah, it was like 1,700
That was the total bill?
last year,
So they paid about a third of it, roughly, less, a little more.
something like that. And I think we charged them 600. I think that's the way it worked out last time.
So I think maybe we should drop it to 400 this year.
Double check.
Because,
Whatever the percentage is, same thing.
yeah,
Yep, 15. No, we charged 700. You're right. We did.
well, it's still a deal.
Having blown that out this year, I would tell you that baseball, I don't know what percentage we charge in baseball. Do you remember? It shouldn't be more than like 10%. It's
No,
not-
they,
It's not.
What we had looked at was we had it was going to soccer, it was soccer only.
Right.
So then what we did was the increase.
Yep.
From one year to the next, went to baseball, and then the year after that, it was, the increase went to the library.
Right, right. That's how you determine the percentage.
Yep.
Well, that's fair.
And just go off of that one bill and then 25, 30, whatever, 55.
Yeah, because last year alone, soccer was $925
Right,
to cover
Everybody be
that.
happy that it's less.
right,
It's
so,
a lot less.
so, you know, I mean, but I agree with you, Mike, I'm sure it's really that one field, that gets turned on the most.
Right.
The other ones are just the infields that get turned on a couple times a week.
Right.
And they're actually not on the pump house.
Yeah.
Infields are on the totally.
Yeah, they're totally separate.
Baseball for the pump house, they only got charged $175.
Okay.
That's it.
So 925, 175.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
700. Yeah, that's 1,700. So if you go on the same percentages, why don't we do that?
Just do the same.
Do the, you know, just take it down to, and whatever the percentages was for the last year's bill, apply that same percentage.
Yep.
Okay. The ball field one. What's TWC ball field? What's that? Is that that's not the concession, is it? No,
No, it's just the ball field lights.
which they didn't use very much, so that's their bill. That's 100% their bill.
Yeah, because.
$100, $110.
Last time it was lower.
And the concession, $500.
concession. Because they're the only ones who use concession, right?
Yeah, that's right. They're the only ones that use a concession. They're the only one that use those ball field lights.
They had 2 refrigerators and they're cranking all summer, so
Yep,
that makes sense.
yep. Those big refrigerators take a lot of. Horseshoes, do we send horseshoes a bill?
We do, and they're just
Okay.
exactly what it is.
Yep, okay,
And
that's
it's
fine.
nothing. And then the maintenance pole, which is usually 1/3 of it, is volleyball. But I think we didn't go over what last year's was.
Yeah, it was 175.
150.
Right. Well, for 1/3, they couldn't play, so I would chop it down to 1/3 of this bill at 100.
Just do it at
I
100.
mean, they couldn't play half the season, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Although they did, but they couldn't. So just say we reduced it by 1/3.
All right, so just give it an even 100.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, good. Okay, where's my thing here? John Pond Park, any updates, Joe? Still there?
You know, what I did do, I was a nice guy. I put like bungee cords on the gate so they can't open the double gates into field number 1. Because my fear was some kid's gonna get down there, see it open, because the wind blows open, and drive all over the field and dig it up. Just could happen. So I put a bungee cord, next day it's hanging there, things are open, you can see, you know, people walking their dogs in there. So that's why I got a lock. I locked up those doors so they can't go. They can still get in the field to walk a dog, you know, but a dog up. But at least the double doors don't open, so people go in
I
there
have a
and
dog, but
drive.
what they do is then they go inside the gate and they let the dog run free.
Yeah, I know.
So do we need signs?
With some
More
signs,
signs?
there's already a sign out, there's gonna be more in the springtime, but for now, I locked up that double gate, I put the town lock on it, just so that, because those things are blowing open. I said, I could just see some kid going in there and trying to do some spins on the field, tearing the shit up, tearing it up.
Well, we
Excuse me. So that's all set right now,
Okay.
for now. But there will be some more signage, there's already signs that there's no dogs on the ball fields. But
Yep.
people do that, you can see tracks all over the place.
Yep, I know they do it. They do it over here too.
Yeah.
And then over here, they just break the sign so the sign's not there
Yeah.
anymore.
Other than that, the thing is still covered, the bathroom looks good, it hasn't blown off in the wind, so I'm assuming it's gonna be all right this year.
Good.
I think seems to be all right over there. I go down once in a while, look at the snack shack, no one's broken
Yeah.
into it or anything like that. They
Yep,
were
I drive there, and I drive into Clip Pond. I come here every day, but I stop at the other places and I go in and check the doors and,
Oh, yeah.
you know, just to drive up and see.
We just gotta get that the big building checked from, in the springtime, if it's safe or not. How much is.
Yeah, I think
safe
we just gotta
stuff.
talk to Nate because it was, somebody, a structural engineer somebody did look at it.
Yeah.
And, you know, that they, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mike, maybe you can, but that it could be used for storage but,
The building.
yeah, the front part of it.
Yeah, I think, we didn't know this, but at some point within the last couple of years, a structural engineer has been in there.
Okay, that's good, because so.
Yeah.
Because they'll use it sometimes for batting practice. Free League will do
And when
some
he's
stuff.
inside the
They
bed.
do sometimes up in the top there. They store stuff, but sometimes there's a pitching machine and they'll just, you know, little batting practice in there
Yeah,
sometimes.
no.
So if kids come in, I want to be sure it's safe.
No, right,
I mean, if it
right.
is, fine. I mean, it seems to be, but I don't know if the back part, the roof is kind of a mess and all that. I mean, the ceiling. And then that underneath in backpack too.
Yeah, we gotta get that locked up. That
Yeah.
underneath, we gotta get locked up.
Yeah.
We gotta find a bar, you know, like the bar that's on the other door, the one where the equipment was underneath?
Yeah, but you have to weld those brackets on there, because there's nothing on there. Because I was trying to put something, see if I had something or
I think there
not.
was a bracket on there.
Nah, because I was gonna try to rig something up, but I can't find anything, I can't weld it in there, and I just can't, it's nothing to screw through it, you know? Yeah, so, but it's gonna block, I go by and keep checking, no one's been going in, they can tell. So we'll see, but we have to take care of that, because that's
Yeah, we gotta.
it's nasty back there.
It is. Wet, it's nasty, there's
Yeah.
all kinds of sharp metal signs in back there.
Animals and
You know,
everything.
but they know where the light switch is,
Yeah.
if you reach up
Yeah,
on the
I don't know
top.
how they found that
I
out.
don't know, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
wouldn't go in there, I mean, it's freaky in there.
Oh, it is.
You know,
It's pretty scary, actually. Pretty scary.
The real hard house.
Maybe that's the haunted house right there.
Yeah, there you go. All set?
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be working with the Freed Lake softball folks, see what we can do. We have a list of stuff that we want to do for the fields, some of the stuff they're gonna do, and I'm gonna see if they wanna do it. Some stuff we signed up for, I signed up for, but we'll take care of that next couple of weeks, starting on that. I have a list there somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, other than that, we'll get some stone delivered there.
Yep, we'll
Fix
get
that, I'm
some
gonna try to
stone
fix
down
some of the fields, and other little stuff there, I think they can help us out with. So,
Okay,
I'll see how it
good.
goes.
Route 18 fields?
We just signed the bill for Nelson.
Yep.
They spread all the tailings. They put all the screened aluminum into one pile and created a gully or cul-de-sac or whatever you want, not
Yeah,
cul-de-sac.
it needs some work though.
Down, so the water goes down into the back there.
Yeah.
We need a lot more work there, but.
Yeah, I was down there yesterday.
Yeah, it's still,
Well, it's one spot's pooling right along the field.
Yeah.
This is probably this deep.
I don't know if he works
Really?
on it.
Yeah, right up against one of the poles. And then there's still a puddle on the other side. If I had a shovel in the truck, I would have been playing excavator. But
Right.
I had the dog with me and I was in sneakers and
Yeah,
I was
could,
getting
I'll ask John Lady then, he can see it off.
You know, he just dragged it through with a backhoe and just created a channel.
Yeah,
And then if he had gone 10 more feet on the back of the field,
yeah,
it was puddling right there. Gone 10 more feet, he would have got over the edge.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, so it's real close. It's real close with all the water draining, and I think that would help the field too, because the field was still wet because there was still water pooling. But I walked across the top field and it was, I'd hate to say it, but it feels like you could almost play on it. I'm sure the roots aren't deep enough yet, and, you know, still need some
Stop
time.
that.
Huh?
Stop that.
I know. I know.
Yeah. Once we get done with the haunted house project, I'm gonna get the part-timers, start getting over there and pulling all the junk out of the tailings.
Yep. I had a question. Someone asked me if they could go in and pick up some of the wood that's laying around in the parking lot. I'm passing it by you guys. My thing was sure, but, you know,
What would?
feeding their wood stuff. The wood that's in the parking lot. The wood that's in the tailings. The pieces of wood. There's chunks of wood. I was walking across it. There's chunks of wood like this in the tailings in the parking lot.
Why would we have a problem with that?
I didn't think we
Take it
would.
away.
Hey, I'm just trying to be transparent. Tell him to bring his trailer in and pick up the wood. I think it's great.
Sure.
Volunteering for us.
Okay. We've talked about the haunted house. Do you have anything else you want to add about the haunted house?
We have nobody wants to in there yet, we haven't got any notification
Well,
from
he
anybody.
keeps telling me that there's a group that wants to, and I said, before you even talk to them, they need to come to us.
Yeah.
Don't even sit down with them. Tell them they have to come to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they want to talk to us. I'm like, they gotta come here first. They gotta understand what they're getting into and what they're gonna pay for, because they're gonna pay for everything. We're not putting any money into that building, because the building's gonna come down. Why would we put any money into it? You know, they're gonna have to satisfy the fire department, and they're gonna have to satisfy the building commission, you know, as far as safety and all things like that. I personally, I am not gonna vote for any money going into that building.
No.
From this department. It's crazy. So they need to understand that there's a lot of costs that they're gonna incur. And I kept trying to tell them, they need to come to us first.
It's probably people who are just like, yeah, it'd be great. And they don't know, first of all, they don't know what it takes to set it up.
Right.
And secondly, how much work on our side.
Right.
So,
Right. We all agree as well that whatever comes in there, they're gonna be, we're gonna clean it up.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be
They
cleaned up.
Start from
Yep.
scratch.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's too dangerous.
Yep.
Yeah, it's bad down there. It's
Yep.
bad. Everything's falling down and tipped over and, you know. Okay, we're gonna talk about some budget stuff, but not right now. We'll move on for that and we'll get back to it. Is there anything that, I'm just kind of jumping down here. Do we have any other old business anybody can think of? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller here? Bueller's not here. No. That's all. Other stuff. Okay. Let's try and get some of this stuff. So does this board feel there's any reason for us to add an article other than requesting our budget? It's due by March 9th. Anything special that we need to, I mean, we put it in our budget. I think we're good there.
Weren't we gonna try to ask for some money out of, some extra money in this year's budget for equipment and such? Or are we just gonna wait until after July, to buy whatever we need?
Well, we have money. We haven't spent our equipment budget. We had 15 grand in equipment to use before the end of the fiscal year. So if we were talking about getting a lawnmower or something, we need an additional lawnmower. That would be, you know, a side hill type thing or something like that, you know, to help us.
We wanna get it before July.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, you know, but it takes some research. Huh?
Yeah, we have to have specific.
Take some research. Now, I did ask, and she said, I asked down at town hall, and she said, if it's under 50 grand, three proposals, you know, whether they're invoices or whatever you want to call them.
Bids.
Bids, not even a formal bid. Doesn't have to be a formal bid, an estimate. Under 10,000, best business practice. And then I said, well, what if it's Norfolk Power and they're on the state bid list? She goes, go down and get it.
Okay.
So,
But we don't have the money in our budget. If we're talking about buying something that's more than $15,000, we don't have it in our budget for this year, is what I'm saying.
No. But we still have some in capital.
Okay. Okay, so we don't have to go to the town meeting and request additional funds.
Well, but this town meeting's not gonna be till the year's over. This town meeting's in June. This is
No.
for the town meeting for
No.
the next year going forward.
Effectively be over.
They didn't have a special town meeting, they usually have it in October.
Okay.
Should we put it in March for June?
Just to give the articles.
That's to
We
get all
have
the
to
articles in.
Okay, got
And
it.
If we
the town
have-
meeting, I think, is the first week in June. It's supposed to be the last
Yeah,
week in
so it's
May,
July.
but
is right, yeah.
it's the first week in June.
Yep,
And that's the annual town meeting, and that's to okay the budgets for the year starting July 1st.
got it.
So yeah, we've missed that window to ask for other additional stuff for this year, but we still have, let's see, we had 35,000 in capital. We've spent about 5. This bill here is
That's
another
what we
5. So there's 25, but I figured we'd be using some of it to work on those fields down there. You know, spreading the loom, maybe we have to buy some more loom, you know, and then any other projects that come up.
Okay, I'm just thinking come March, that all that stuff's gonna start growing around the sides, and stuff. We're gonna have to be able
Yep.
to cut it.
Yep, no, I know, that. We gotta get that for the springtime. We need to work on coming up with some type of piece of equipment
Okay.
for the early part of the spring to help us combat that field down there. There's no question.
Couple weed whackers, couple Cub Scouts.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we actually do have a walk behind
Yep,
mower that you could do it,
yep.
could do it. But I've never even seen that machine.
It's back in here. We brought it down to Clear Pond to let them use it in the parking lot,
Yeah.
keep the grass down in the parking lot.
It works and everything?
It works. I don't know how much they used it. But,
Okay.
we could ask Dougie. Just equipment, 15, we have 15 left in the equipment budget for that. We haven't spent anything on that. And that's major equipment, that's not little, small stuff, chainsaw and stuff, there's a different one for that. So, no special requests. So that's more if there's any special requests. Correspondence? Nellie?
Yes, so I forwarded everyone that email letting you know that the Special Olympics wants to use Clear Pond Park. So that's the major correspondence going on right now. If it's okay with everybody to move forward, their tentative date was March 21st. That was the date that they had with their other location that fell through.
Yep.
So the group that runs it has insurance.
Yep.
They will pay for portable restrooms,
Okay.
changing area. They would like to set up a tent,
Okay.
the whole shebang. They will have emergency personnel there. They contact police, they contact fire. They
Okay.
hire their own lifeguards to have the whole event. So it's for the day. They're usually in there at 9 for registration. The plunge takes place at 11, and then they're just there for a bit. It's not.
Do you think we need to write something up as to what they're gonna do, or just let them do it?
Seem to be pretty organized.
Yeah, no,
Now, the only thing is that the original person who reached out, which was Sergeant, estimated that participants were about 230 and spectators was another 100.
I thought they said it wasn't a lot of people.
It seemed like he felt like the space could do it, but after looking at the numbers again, I'm like, that's a lot of people. But they do expect it to decrease.
I had this if an email before.
What's our,
It's not even in the packet. I'm looking at it.
don't we have like a limit from last year that we put in Clear Pond?
I think we did that.
I know.
It wasn't any sort of
No, I
like
know.
town
But
council.
wasn't there some
That
sort
was
of
for
like?
the metal detecting group.
No, it was before that. It was the,
Clear Pond.
there was some correspondence on like out-of-towners and it's too crowded, right? Remember that?
When that gentleman came in here to talk to us about that.
Yeah.
We threw out some numbers and then.
Exactly, like we don't want more than X people there.
Oh, I see.
I mean, but this is just, like an hour event, right? Won't take long to jump up, want to go in.
Right, it's like
help,
a
and
polar
leave.
plunge, so they
Yeah.
just
What's
want to
the-
use the water.
What's the parking lot look like in March? Muddy?
So that's a good question.
I'm sorry, what?
What does the parking lot look like in March?
I have no idea. I don't go in
Could be a
there
mud pit, couldn't it?
I mean, that time of year shouldn't be that muddy in March.
unless we
In
get a
April,
thaw.
unless we get, things happen, but, I mean, it should be still kind of frozen in the ground. Not like now, but.
Right. So I don't know how detailed of a number they can give us for how many participants will be there, but they did expect it to decrease with the change of venue. I'm not sure where the other venue was. It was someplace like in New Bedford or something, and so it was large, so it could handle everybody. Obviously, Plum Pond can't handle like 300 people.
Yeah.
I don't know, we gotta stress they can't park on the street. They can only park in the parking lot.
So I guess.
Can we allow parking on just one side of the street? I mean, if Lakeville police are okay, right? You're gonna have to park on at least one side of the street. Maybe not both, I'm assuming, but you're gonna need an overflow side there somewhere.
Don't think it's allowed.
Well, maybe they could park at Stars and.
Shut people down.
Shuttle.
But
Yeah,
that's our call.
no, park over at the golf course, there's plenty of parking. They can, they can.
Golf course.
Contact the golf course and see if they can get overflow parking in the back of the parking lot, because the golf course is in the email.
So if we're gonna correspond back to them, I think you would say we can max our parking at whatever, throw a number.
Do we
100
know?
cars.
100 cars?
I think,
We
So that's our only
can
concern, is
accommodate.
that there's only parking for 100 cars.
right, 'cause I would say, it's not a good street for on-street parking.
Yeah.
Number one,
Yeah.
it's too curvy,
They can see if they,
and it's a rural street.
People fly.
they can speak to the golf course, see if they can do the overflow.
I think that would be the next best thing, is they could ask the golf course, end of March. The golf course is not gonna be busy, and they could probably park 50 cars in the back part of the parking lot, and walk over and not be that far.
Yep.
Okay.
I think they should
So we can do
ask
that.
them.
This fellow Eric is a cop here in Lakeville, so.
Yes, that's the sergeant.
I know.
The representative from the actual group, the SOMA, she actually reached out as well. Because she's the one who's actually going to give the insurance and has all the information. He
If
was
we
just
can-
trying to.
If we can
scale.
get people, 300 people to use, it's good for business, just
Yeah, I mean,
not a lot of space.
we already said we're all for it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we could tell them that
Yeah,
It's fine.
so even- Yeah.
Big meets.
Eric
It's
there
great.
should,
talk about the
tell-
parking.
Yes, you know, safety issues should be looked at by the police department.
Right, they
Fire
need
department.
to, of course, talk to the police, talk to fire, have the appropriate emergency personnel there because we don't have any staff there at that point. So my next question would be, who would be the contact? Because there should be
Jesse, yes.
one person.
Jesse,
Like Jesse.
Do we know when he's coming back?
But this isn't until March though, right?
someday. Thought he was only gone for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Was it 2 weeks?
Yeah.
But he's already been gone for a week or so, and
Yeah, I think it's one
Is
more
that
week,
it?
I think.
Okay, so Jesse will be the point of
so
contact.
how is he not gonna be at that meeting on the 5th though?
This weekend.
Or is that something, maybe that's something else he has?
The open space thing.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, all we have to do is let him in. I mean, you talked earlier about the basketball court area.
Yes.
They want to put a tent up, right?
Right, okay, so they want to put a tent up, and their tent company will put it up, and they want to make sure it was okay, because they were stating they wouldn't have to drill it down or anything like that, which I was like, well, no, I don't think a tent should have to be drilled. But I don't know the basketball court area, but I was like, the rope should be able to go to the grass
Yeah.
and just spike down per
Where?
usual, right?
Where?
Where the basketball court is.
It's dark.
Can they put a large tent? Because they wanted to put a tent there.
But a large tent is not gonna work. They're gonna have to put spikes in the ground. They're gonna be putting them through what's left of the court.
And that's what she was saying. Okay, so she was saying that the company would not have to drill. They would not have to drill them down.
Yeah.
But they could put a tent on the basketball court without.
Sure. As long as they're
drilling
not
into
making
the
any holes in
concrete.
it.
And
And it's in
fine,
tough shape
right?
as it is. We don't need any more,
Yeah.
if that's where they wanna put it.
Maybe what we should do is obviously give them limitations on parking, then have walk through it. Have Jesse or somebody walk through and say, okay, what do you want to do? And like,
I mean, it might be more than 100. You might be able to fit more than 100 cars.
Do you want to see if we can get the lady come here, or do you want us to speak to the lady that reached out to you about this?
I would speak to the lady. I think the sergeant was just trying to scout out some spots, but I think she has the details.
I mean, if Jesse can do it, I'll do it if you want me to. I'll reach out to her this week if you want.
Well, I can reach out to Jesse and see if he's able to answer back to see when he's back.
All right.
And
The
if
sooner when are they
Yeah.
looking to do this?
March 21st was the
Yeah,
tentative
We
date.
gotta kinda get on the shtick with it.
So if I don't hear back from him, Joe, I'll reach out to you.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, if you can meet, and then
Yeah.
they can figure it out and stuff. Okay, great. So I will do that, and I will let them know. The other bit of correspondence, you have a letter there that
Yep.
was received. And it's about what we've already kind of been talking about,
Yep.
the lights outside the CW room, the lights in the parking lot.
Yep.
So we kind of already discussed it, but I wanted to give you a copy of the letter that had come as well.
Are they gonna fund it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Sorry.
We'll get to
Well,
the
I
sooner.
wonder if these folks know that we're quite aware of all this stuff, and we're doing what we can with the limited funding that
Was
we
it
have.
a letter or an email?
Wait,
It was a
no
letter.
funding that we have,
Okay.
yeah.
And it did say, the bottom CC Board of Selectmen,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming that they also got
Yeah.
a copy of the Board of Selectmen.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, I think that's part of the reason why Rich brought it
Well,
up.
maybe. Well, I agree with everything that
Oh,
they
we do.
say.
We agree.
can I see the letter?
You know, it's number one, we've been waiting now 2.5 weeks for the electrician, and it could be 2 more weeks. You know, I mean,
We have, we just started working on the parking lots again. I don't, obviously, people write a letter like this have no idea really what we're trying to do with what we have. But every point is valid.
yep. And we'll get to them as soon as we can,
Yeah.
as soon as money allows. And if bureaucracy of municipality. I'm not pulling any punches there. You know, you request things and they don't get done for months, and it gets a little frustrating.
Yeah, it's not always pouring rain with
It happened to be on the election night.
This is rewritten with a little bit of tongue in cheek as well.
Yep.
You know, the pond in the park, I think, you know, it's not like that all the time. We're doing the best we can.
Yep.
But our goal's gonna be before the election, get some type of lighting out there though, right?
Yeah.
That we have to
Yeah.
do. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
We're working on trying to get,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we have someone that's supposed to do some work for the use of the building, and getting a hard time getting them back here. You know, and that's what was gonna be requested, was the same walkway we have here, put it out to the handicap spots, and, you know, at least that would be a start. Yep, and I've said it since the day after they did the drainage and everything right there where the walkway ends. The day after, I said, this is gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
And it has been from day one. I mean, we've gotta build the tar up, we've gotta build up the land, we've gotta put a pipe underneath so the water can go, and we gotta raise up the concrete walkway. It's not just something the four of us can do, although Joe's pretty strong. I'm not picking up the...
I reminds me, I'd give a shout out to the group here. Scotty's a woodchuck. He was the one when he had the trees down across the road. He came down here with his chainsaw and his son to clear the way. So.
And Joe went and got his, and we got it cut up
We
in no
tag
time.
team, but we did it, so.
Where was it on the, it was here?
On the exit road.
There were
Oh, on the
three trees
exit?
down.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, right, all in the same area. So we got them cut up and moved out of the way, and,
Yeah.
Got to use the chainsaw, sorry.
yep. Any other new business before we go back to some of the old business?
Just I have a question. Yeah, I know it's probably been done in the past. Mike, you might know. Talking about drainage and water and all that. At John Pond, at Field 3, I know they've talked about, you know, making a trough down to the river. Why was that shut down? Was it environmental, or what happened there?
Well, that's
Because
part of
that
it.
keeps
That is
raising
part of
its
it.
head. Yeah.
That is part of it. That is protected. That whole, the brook there is all protected. Also, I don't think, I mean, in the past, years ago, they had like a thing going from like the building along the field all the way down. And you remember, we used to have to like,
Yeah.
like a little bridge.
You used to
get
put boards across there,
Yeah,
yeah.
put boards across. But in order to correct that, you would have to, the whole thing would have to be taken out and regraded properly so that it
Plus
all.
that soil, it's been hitting the water for so many years, it's like, I feel like every time I go down, it's like a rug, right, a rug on top of water.
Yeah.
It's mush.
Yeah,
So the soil quality is probably terrible down there too.
so that's like a major, and it keeps getting shot down because of that. If you look at what the cost would be, and everybody just says, well, never mind. They can't do it.
So I know it's only talk about just building the trench, being out to the river, but that was just, you know, under the cover of
Yeah.
darkness type thing, you know?
Hey, you know, some people just go down there and do things.
Yeah.
Like put a
You
shed
had
up.
a selectman go down there and cut all the brush back. And not supposed to, that's a cold stream.
This one?
Yep, but it was done,
Yeah, I hear you.
you know? What?
When was that done?
Let's see, that was probably done 15 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay, we got 9.5 minutes now.
Let's go.
Okay, the budget. First page, the one that says Park Enterprise payroll, I'll put that one behind you, we'll get to that one. Revenue budget estimates. Okay, we had taken a stab at this before, we were like within $2,000, we were pretty close. I was just gonna go back and try and shave some stuff here and get a couple dollars there and, you know, get it to balance. Subsequent to that, I received an updated information from Town Hall, changing some of our numbers. If you go to the second page, it didn't change any of the income. If you go to the second page, You'll see way out in the right-hand column, you'll see like 4 or 5 figures
In the comments?
in the comment section, okay? What we were gonna, the numbers we were gonna use, they changed them, so from 1,500 to 2,100. And that was FICA and Medicare, and workers' comp went from 13 to 19. And then you go down the bottom, property and liability insurance went from 2,300 to 2,700. And then the kicker was the indirect charges went from 2,000 to 7,100. I have
What is that?
requested the calculation.
What is it?
That's the indirect charges that we're getting charged for town hall for our use of town hall.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because we're an enterprise fund. It's been running it, as you look back, you can see 1,400, 2,000, 1,900, and it has to do with our percentage of the overall budget. And then that percentage would then be applied to, I don't have the calculation, but that's kind of how it works, and then it comes out with a number, and it's been, as you can see, it's been, $2,000 or less.
Yeah.
Well, now all of a sudden it's 7,100, and I requested the calculation. I don't think he must not have been working today because he didn't get back to me. He's usually pretty good about that, and that's the town accountant. I said, I can't put this number on my budget because I know my commissioner's gonna ask why. And I said, I need to be able to explain to them why it's changing so much. But I can't because I didn't get that information from him. I don't think he was there today. Like I said, he usually gets back to me pretty quick. So we've got to make some changes in a few things here to, because if you look at the front page, go back to the front page. Originally we were within 2,000, now we're $8,700 off. So,
I have a question about the actuals here.
yep,
Oh, budget, okay. How come, okay, so we were running 2017, 326, 18 was 336, 19 was 407, and right now we're at 161?
for 6 months. Go
Okay.
back to 19, Mike, that included 150 grand for capital expenditures
Oh,
in the budget.
well, this was retained earnings, okay.
Right.
All right,
Yep, see the big, that's,
Yeah.
see how that number jumped up from
Yep.
60, 50 to 100 to 150?
yeah, I get you, okay.
So,
And I noticed in 2021, is there any number there?
no, there's nothing yet. That's
Okay.
part of, I mean, I'd prefer not to use that for operating expenses, but, I mean, if we've got if we put a number in that we figure, I mean, that was the other thing, what was our capital? It was 15 for a truck, right?
Oh, for this year?
It was 15, and then it was,
Oh, I have that there.
yeah, do you have it?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't mind my notes here. Pickup truck, 15,000. What else went back? Kubota backhoe? No, that was going this way.
20 grand for some type of a,
Kubota,
yep, Kubota or something.
yeah, and drainage material,
Drainage was 30,000, because I was gonna say it was like 60, it
$80,000.
was 80,000?
Yeah. 50, 65, sorry.
65, that's what I thought, it was
I
65.
thought we added something else though.
Well, we moved things around. We did a lot of moving.
Yeah, we did. We added, it was 65 and then we added 15,000 for the fields and irrigation.
Oh, to make it 80,
Yeah, to make it 80.
that's what it
Yeah.
was. So, that, to me, that would be pulling out of our retained earnings to do those items. So, I mean, for additional income, we would stick the 80 in there, but that's not gonna gain us anything because then that 80 is gonna come over here in expenses. You know what I mean?
Why is groundskeeping supplies so high?
Well, we estimated that the size of the 2 new fields.
But aren't we passing that on to the players?
Not nearly.
Right.
Yeah.
Number one, it's unknown what we're gonna get back.
Yeah.
Because we didn't budget an income number for it.
Yeah.
And it all depends. Because we've been told, correct me now if I'm wrong, Millie, no, that income can't offset the expenses. It's gotta show as an income column
That's
and an
fine.
expense column.
Yeah, just our,
And,
yeah.
and, and
So it
then,
should be
and then the next thing, it's netted. You know, so it's like, okay, so what am I doing? Am I showing the two gross numbers, or am I showing one number that's net?
Right.
And it's, you know, you can't do that, and then it's done. So it's, correct me, Nellie?
That's fine.
Kind of what happens.
It would just show up in, that's fine.
So, yes, I mean, but it's an unknown number at this point, so I don't have a budget figure for it.
I gotcha.
We could come up with a number, which would help the income side. You know, if we think we're gonna get $2,500 in extra fees.
What if, so, just out of curiosity, so
Sure.
let's say we request 10 grand out of retained earnings. You might just ask this question, but take out 10 grand.
Yeah,
We may not need it.
yeah.
Let's just magically say it comes out of the field budget, right?
Yeah.
The field fees. Then there's no harm to us, right? So can we run a negative budget?
We have to show a balanced budget.
Okay. We don't have the capability of doing
Yes, we
that.
do, with retained earnings. We can-
Right, exactly.
Right.
Right.
So the thing would be is, so we could say 90
Right.
for retained earnings revenue, money coming out of the retained earnings.
That would cover your.
And show 80 expenses,
Right.
which we just identified, the four items. We show 80 in expenses, so that gained us 10,
Right, exactly.
you know, and it would balance it without having to touch anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, worst case scenario, you use it. Best case, we don't use it.
I prefer not to do that, but
Yeah.
Well,
if you look back, on like 2020, I think it says 35.5, and I think our,
Where are you looking at right now?
Retained earnings, first page.
I think-
You know what's
okay.
killing us right now?
the expense wasn't 30, yeah, it wasn't quite 35.5, the expense was less.
Do you know the one thing that is the difference of this entire budget is the bar rental?
That's one thing.
It's down
and-
10 grand.
the haunted house, losing the 12,000 now.
Yeah, for sure, but I'm saying.
But yes, you're right. No,
Look
you're
at,
right.
look at your 3-year average and then
But how was that? Did you
2019.
ever find out what happened there? Why it was down 10 grand?
Yes.
I mean, it's like, you put, it's a heck of a,
And it's a 3 years worth of data
Yeah.
too, or 4.
it's going up nicely and then bottom full.
Yeah. You know, and to skew things even more,
The
when you look at
actuals are
the,
13.
when you look at the field rental, I mean, not the field rental, but the building rental, it's up, but that's including the, cleaning fee,
Right.
which it shouldn't, which we have to separate that completely.
Oh, you have it on the other side.
I
Yeah.
do, and I put 75. How realistic are those numbers, I'm not really sure. But, so, yeah, it's up, but there's probably $7,000
rentals are
worth
the
of
same across the board.
cleaning fees in there.
This doesn't make sense. The hall's being rented the same amount. Oh, you said that includes the cleaning fee though?
Yeah, but still, the hall,
It's like people are drinking half as much, basically.
that's
Which
pretty
doesn't make
much,
at all sense.
no, it doesn't,
Right?
it doesn't.
It's not
And,
like
I mean,
cash under the table, is it?
I mean, other than sitting here and collecting Z-tapes, if they ran one, I couldn't tell you, I mean, where it's
Yeah.
going. I mean, I know they did have a problem with an employee, which they fired the employee, but we were assured that they weren't stealing, but it sure looks that way.
It's just a huge, it's the only, well, did they do it in 2008? Were they the management company in 2018 too?
This November was the end of 2 years.
Correct.
So yes.
We're not there.
So for
So they
a
would-
budget and a half, they were, you know,
Well, I know you looked into this, Scott, and what was their final answer as to
they
what
didn't
that
give me
was?
an answer. They said, Nellie's got the information, we gave it to Nellie, and all it was numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers on a sheet, not gonna give me answers.
So just if they have 2 years worth of, like, if you're running this for 2 years, that's what, 100 events, something like that?
probably.
You know, like, people are or are not drinking, you know what I mean? Like, and it's a significant amount, it's not $1,000, it's
No, I
almost half of
know.
it. It's like 2/3 of it, or
I
a
know.
third of it.
So,
We've been down.
if we put a budget of 25 for this year,
He did say something
how
about
do we
people
figure
were
that one?
renting it for other
Increase of
reasons.
9,000.
We're renting it a lot more for like
You know?
outdoor, like, you know, the bike things and.
Yeah, but the bike thing, they have the food and they have a bar.
I'm not arguing.
I'm just saying,
I'm trying to
Anything
get an
they make
answer.
more, because we enforce it now, when it's like, oh, you wanna do a barbecue, you have to use the
Yeah,
That's all part of it.
yeah.
So it should be higher.
It doesn't make sense. And on top of that, because of that, there's no bonus, because there is a bonus clause in the contract.
Right, it's just not in their best interest to, yeah.
We're on pace to be 25, 26 this year. Makes no sense being 10 grand down.
Right. I mean, being down $10,000 last year,
Yeah, makes no sense.
unless that employee was hitting the till.
Maybe.
And I know she told us that wasn't the case, but.
Well, you're already, what is it, 6 months in, you're already at almost 14.
Right.
Which makes sense.
But January, February, and March are slow.
Yeah.
Very slow.
But it's almost the entire last year.
Right, but we're gonna do next to nothing for the next 2.5 months.
Right, and then it'll kick up in
Just April, May, and
April,
June.
May, June.
But even April's not, I mean, what do we get? We get a lot of functions, April, May, and June?
I can't look it up right now.
Oh, you can't look it up right now.
Sorry.
Thinking the budget was way off then. That's the case.
But yeah, but the budget, it should
Well,
have
the
been
budget was
accurate
based on the prior
last
3
3
years.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
that's
the
what the
right
budget was based on, you know? I mean, yeah, it got blown out of the water because it came in $9,000 less.
Okay, I was just curious.
No, I don't know.
There's no answer, yeah, no.
Well, I mean, the answer is, are the numbers right? And I don't know. But just looking at numbers and what they fill out, there's no way I can tell if they're right or wrong.
My point is that this year alone, it's already at almost 14, right? So let's say it gets to 20-ish. It's about right. So-
Yeah, well, we've also brought it up this year, and I've been asking the question for the last 9 months,
Right,
and the income's up.
yeah, maybe. Interesting.
I know, but I've continually asked the question of Nikki, and, they said, well, we gave it to
What's the bonus? How much is the bonus? Do you know?
20% of the increase,
20% of whatever it's over?
going back to the year before they took over, or the first year they took over.
So if it was, is it going off just the bar rental? So if, let's say it was 25.
It goes on all three.
Let's just keep it simple. Let's say it's 25 for the bar rental and it goes to 30, then they get 20% of the extra 5 grand?
Well, but they all get added together.
I know, I'm just thinking.
Yes, that's how it's supposed to work,
Okay.
but they haven't hit the numbers.
Yeah. There's also a clause that says that they need to bring in at least $140,000
Total.
to be performing.
And that's bar rental and just bar, those two?
Yeah. Last year, they would just add it, I believe, if I added them up correctly.
Right, I think if you go from FY17 and look at those numbers, that's like the benchmark that they had to get by. So that's 91, that's 116, that's 148.
But in their contract, it says they have to do at least 140.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it the 21, 91, 25, and 4?
What's that?
What 4 numbers make up what they?
Well, it's 3 numbers really. It's the hall rental,
Yep,
TWC,
yep,
the bar rental,
yep.
and the food service lodge.
Oh,
down
food
below.
service lodge. Okay, got it. What's the clause I'm gonna ask all these questions later. What's the clause where if they don't hit whatever that benchmark is?
We could release them,
Okay.
that they're not doing their job because we were getting it done before.
Well, they definitely didn't hit it in 19, right? It's way down,
No,
Yeah.
right? Am I doing that wrong?
no, you're right.
It's like 10, that's like
130,000.
130.
Yeah.
I thought there was something else in there too. Rental studio,
No, that's John.
group outing fees,
No.
Ted Williams Camp. That's not them?
Oh, group outing fees, Ted Williams Camp might be them.
No, we haven't used that for them.
What's that used for?
The group outing fees was used for, I think the amount you're seeing in there is the participant fee in TriFest.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that is.
Interesting.
Participant fee and what?
TriFest.
Oh,
Why has that gone down every year?
Well, that used to have outdoor events in it versus the
There's one
hall
up here,
rental.
group outing fees, oh no, that's CP.
That's CP. So it used to be that anything that was outside in the tent and rented the tent went under the group outing
Right,
fees.
it's been going as the
But But
hall
now,
rental.
yeah, now.
It just goes as hall
with
rental,
SEM,
even if it's outside or.
Yeah. it is
Outside
not-
or inside, it goes
it's
as
just
hall
hall
rental.
rental.
Okay.
So that's why you're probably seeing a
Killer
big
Pond did a hell of a year
difference.
this year.
Yep.
They did.
There's two items in this budget that need to be discussed, but we're running out of time. I'm trying to push the envelope here, and I will just let, Justin, to your take, 90 and spend 80, we can do that, and that's an easy fix,
Okay.
But there are other items on here that, and I'm gonna go with the easy one first, and that's Clear Pond. One of the selectmen mentioned to us in the meeting, he said he hadn't talked to any of the other selectmen, so this is just, but that, he's been getting pushback from townspeople, about the outside people being in there. And I looked at him and said, we can't survive without them. They buy fees, they spend money in the snack shack, they do swim lessons. And his question was, well, what would it take to replace their fee? I said, I don't know exactly, without asking Dougie and getting some more input from Dougie as to how much he thinks.
What, they'll supplement?
And they were talking about possibly supplementing to to roll it back to just townspeople. I'm sure that will upset some people. You've got some longtime people that have been coming here.
You could do a supply and demand thing, just jack up the price.
Yep,
It's the same difference, it's not keeping people out, but it's
yep,
essentially.
yep. And we kind of did that. We raised the price for the out-of-town fee
Yeah, but like
and dropped the in-town fee. Yep,
What's that?
We'd be gentrifying it.
Yeah, kind of.
so that's not solidified yet. And
Yeah, that's tough how are we supposed to do this budget when that's up in the air?
And then-
the other thing that we're gonna talk
And
about
then the other elephant in the room.
is employee, yeah.
But just to go real quick, the park enterprise payroll, it's got, as you can see, a couple different items, and I just wanted to show you where I got some of the numbers from. So when you look at that, it's based on the particular people we have, what their steps are, okay, what their base salary is, and that's what it was for this year, projected to be for this year. Then I bumped it to 102%.
Where are you at?
This one. Yeah, flip it over. Oh.
Which one you want to know?
This one, right?
Yep, that's the one I'm looking at. Mike, do you have that one, Joe?
Which one you want?
It's on the small side, not the, oh,
I only got one side of that.
okay.
You got any more?
Yep, there you go.
Okay.
Yep, I got it. Nellie, you got it, right?
Yep.
So then at the far right-hand column, they were talking about a possible 1.5%, 2% raise.
Yep.
So for budget purposes, I just inflated it to 102%. And that number comes directly back to our budget, and that's the first number you see on the budget, 61.5. And it was 61,298.
Yep.
But that's for 4 positions. We didn't fund the 4th, we didn't use the 4th position. We only had our 2 part-time, full-time employees, and then our seasonal guy, who didn't accumulate all that because he wasn't here the whole time. And then there was the 4th position, there was another full-time, part-time person, but we never hired that person.
Yep.
So you had Joe here 33 weeks.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we'd hire him for.
So
Okay,
what's-
so that's a lot more than 90 days.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we can't do that. We can't do what we did. It's not,
Okay, we found this out after the fact.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so then the guards and the auxiliary staff, you see the next 2 numbers that are there, 26 and 19.
Yep.
You can see they're right down the very bottom. They come out at 27 and 20, but they never work the full thing because there's always rain days. Okay, and if you flip the page over, you'll see the computation I did for the guards and the maintenance. Now, here's my feeling, is if we get supplemented and don't have all these out-of-town people, we don't need all these personnel. At least one of each, which, that's, $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 off the budget.
If you take out of town, is that going to be a lot less people, much more than one, yeah, sure.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah,
As it was, we used one of the maintenance, was the guy that floated.
the ghost town there.
Yeah, well, This is, we've always allowed out-of-towners to come in with an in-town person. That was always allowed, even going back when I was a kid. If I drove my car and you were inside my car, that was fine,
No, of course.
But, I don't see that changing, but you can't bring your own cars in. I mean, literally, the police officer sitting there would say, you can't bring your car in here. You have to come in his car. Because we had a sticker. We used to get a sticker put on your car. You go down the fire station and put a sticker on your car. That would get you in the dump and into Clear Pond. But anyhow, so I'm just showing you how I calculated some of these numbers, which translate pretty much the same right onto the sheet. One of the things we do need to investigate, and I don't know if I have it here. I do. We were open for 9 weeks. The pond was open for 9 weeks this year. So we hired Dougie for 10. We had 12 paychecks.
We paid him after the fact?
We put in for 12 paychecks.
Wow.
12 times.
Well, there's one split in there.
Well, the amount that he get paid by 40 hours is 12 weeks. No, we gotta, here's the budget, here's what it is. You can't go over it.
Yep.
That's $1,000.
Yep.
So this, I'm not understanding this. It says, Clear Pond Supervisor,
Yep.
original budget $8,250.
Yep.
That's actual $66.66.
Right. And he's gonna get 1 or 2 paychecks
Oh, gotcha.
coming into the year.
Okay, so
But
that's not gonna
for-
bring it over
For the
8,200.
season, for this past season, this is what he got paid. He got paid in June.
Okay, so that was for the week before we opened that? Yeah.
And I know it splits 2 different budgets, but that's what he got paid in total. By 40 hours is 12 weeks.
Okay.
But the budget was, I'm just saying, we've got to do a better job of staying on top of things.
Doesn't he monitor his own hours though?
He's salaried,
Okay.
but if the park's only open for 9 weeks, why is he getting paid for 12?
He's salaried.
But why is he getting paid for 12?
Oh, why would, I don't get it.
He got 12 paychecks.
Got it.
Everybody else got 9.
But he's salaried and they're
Right.
hourly.
Salaried for 10 weeks. He was salaried for 10 weeks.
But as long as the numbers match, which they don't, but.
They were over.
So where's the mix-up? Signing the slips or what he puts in?
Probably what he put in. He probably put in for 2 weeks in the beginning of the season and 2 weeks at the end of the season. Put in for 2 full weeks.
He probably, he usually works like a week before it starts, right?
And that's what I'm saying. The park was only open for 9, but we said we're paying for 10.
Right.
We gave him the extra week because he does do things in the beginning. No question he does. He's running around, he's
So
getting.
that would be 5 pay periods, right? 10 weeks is 5 pay periods?
Mhm.
Okay, and how many checks did you have? Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first one was 40 hours, the second one was 48 hours, the third one was 32 hours.
So that's 16 weeks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 12.
Oh, because he's a partial.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The first
So
couple
what
of
are
weeks
you
were
the dates on
1 week.
there? What dates did he put in that the park wasn't open?
When did we open it?
So when did the park open?
20,
The 25th, wasn't it?
Right, so he worked the week before to set it
Yep.
up, remember
Yep.
that, right?
Yep,
And then then when did it close? Is this the same period? Did we just have the number wrong?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You're not counting.
but it looks, I mean.
And one of these is split.
24th.
Hold on.
The
There's there are 2 amounts on the same exact date.
Which are split.
They're split. That was a correction. which is listed to the side, correction to pay rate, listed on wrong previous payroll. The only way to fix it was to,
I know, all I'm doing is I added it all up. It's $8,300 divided by 40 hours a week is 12 weeks.
okay,
There's 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all right, there's 11. Still, I'm just saying, we're looking at pinching pennies here, and.
No, I understand. I'm just trying to see where it's off. 30.
So we budgeted 8250 and we paid 8321.
You know what the mess up is
No,
here?
actually, part of it, because.
No,
some
look
of
at
it-
7/6 and 7/6. It goes 32 hours and 48 hours.
Right,
So
but it's-
in
if
that
you look,
week-
it's only $26 is one of the payments.
the 48 hours,
But it's throwing the hours
The pay
way
grade,
up. Oh, it just bumped it up to 48?
yeah, it was to correct the.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, this one.
It's not the right amount of hours.
No, it wasn't to correct that,
It's 11. If you take that one
July
out,
6th?
take the 48 out.
Okay?
So if you go 40, the first, that's 3 weeks, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still 11 weeks.
Yeah. It's still
10 and a half. Or whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean, whatever.
Because the first one is half a week, it's 40 hours.
Right.
That's 1 week, not one.
Right, but it's right. It says 22nd to 30th, so it's 1 week. Just a week. Okay.
But I mean, that's just one thing. I mean, we've got to straighten out the cash.
Yep.
I mean, the bigger fish to fry than this, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
and they all start adding up.
Weren't
You know?
weren't all the maintenance and the other ones
They were
over
under
as well?
budget. They were under budget.
They were under budget, okay.
They were under budget. Because there was 5 or 6 rain days,
Oh, gotcha.
you know? And I mean, I'm budgeting, what's in the budget, I got a budget for all sunny days. Because if there is, it's gotta be in the budget. You know, so I mean, there's always a little bit of a cushion there, you know? But so this back page just flows back over to the front page. The bottom 2 numbers, if you see they go the 27,000, the 20,000. But, I mean, we could squeeze a little bit out of those, you know, we could reduce, you know. I mean, I went up by 2,500, we could take 500 off and call it 26,000 and, you know, take 500 off the other one and squeeze 1,000 there, you know. I mean, when it was a $2,000 difference, I was gonna have no problem squeezing it. But when it went to an $8,700 difference, I went, oh, man. You know?
maybe you should just get rid of that clerk payroll, that'll fix your
Yeah, well,
problems right there,
that's the one we gotta take care of that one. I mean, I was able to squeeze some out of the lodge maintenance account. We had $2,500 budgeted, but, you know, we spent about $500. No, how come that's not showing? Yeah, he did work. We worked in, oh yeah, I know why.
So this has to go in on March 9th. A balance
It was supposed to
budget.
be last Friday, but I didn't have, there's too many questions.
Right.
You know, because this is a big question, are they gonna give us money or not? So if they are, then we've gotta adjust some of these income figures.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, so season passes are gonna go down, concession stand's gonna go down,
Yep.
swimming lessons are gonna go down, and the daily gate fee's gonna go down. How much? I don't know. I'm pulling it out of the air.
Yeah.
Is 25 a good figure?
What was the deficit this year at Clear Pond Park?
When I added all the little stuff in, it was like 5,000 or 6,000.
Oh, I thought it was way more than that, okay.
Was
But it's-
it? Maybe it was closer to 10. I couldn't find that.
Like
I couldn't find that spreadsheet, Mike. I was searching for that spreadsheet and I couldn't find
I
it.
thought it was like 10 or 12.
Maybe it was 10.
Yeah.
12 grand.
Maybe it was. But I was adding in every little thing I could find. I was adding in all the you know, supplies and maintenance and things that just were going into the budget. And that's why I've asked to have the expense account blown up. And for most of these things, having 4 subcategories.
Yep.
Having a John Pond, Clear Pond, camp, and lodge. Because we really have 4 cost centers.
Yep.
you know?
But you're not gonna get that done before the budget's due.
No, I was waiting for it and he's not gonna do it. So now we're just gonna submit it and then change it after.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, I got a number and then Rich goes, well, that number's gonna change. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. You know?
But when are they gonna vote or look at that? Is it? Or is
He hasn't,
it,
he hasn't brought it to the other two selectmen.
it's probably not gonna happen this year.
No.
Pretty safe to say.
It'd be a huge discussion.
And
It's
it's,
such a
okay, so.
third real topic anyway.
I mean, you know, if you want to look at that and see if there's any place you think we can shave some more income or expenses, well, we don't want to shave any income, but come up with the income.
What
a
if we,
little bit.
what if we,
Let me ask you a question. What about this Mike Vickery Highway Department?
Well, we're going to get to that. That's the elephant in the room. We're going to get to that. That's going to be the last thing.
All right.
so
Because we're already over my time
one
limit.
super
Yes.
fast thing, just an
Yeah,
idea.
let me come back to this. I need to.
We can come back to it, but-
And we have to talk to these guys about what's gonna happen.
I know.
How-
You're talking about a difference of $80,000
Yeah.
between the two of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make a budget at all.
Now you know my dilemma.
Okay.
So anyway, we'll table it for now, but just, I think you can probably find a middle ground. They're not gonna give us any money, let's be honest. They're not gonna, like, it's a nice idea, but then there's no hard evidence, then it's just too complicated. So if we go off the same numbers, we, maybe
Depends
next
on who gets elected.
meeting, we can consider, maybe we can raise the out-of-town rate way up again. Worst case scenario, you get more money out of it. Best case, you
You
utilize.
gotta be careful on that one. I mean, just,
It's the difference of, we're gonna say nobody can come from
Well,
that.
you know what
That's the
happened?
difference.
And I think it was a windfall for us, was we did that, so they didn't buy fees, they didn't buy passes.
They just
They
did
went on the
daily.
daily rate and ended up spending more money.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
They rolled the dice. And I think they spent more money.
It was also a hot summer too.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, no, I mean, take a look at it. If you think we can raise some income somewhere, even if it's, I mean, $500 here and shave expense. But that's, I did want to bring, and that was one of the things that did go up was the fertilizer, but I didn't have an income number because I really didn't know where we were gonna, where it was gonna fall. Even for budgeting purpose, you know, is it gonna be 1,000? Is it gonna be 5,000? Because we hadn't sat down and really,
Right.
but yeah, I didn't put the capital expenditures in because that was an item that we needed to discuss. But I could very easily, with a stroke of a pen, take care of that deficit by doing 98, so, and leave everything else status quo.
I would say if they're pushing you for something right now, let's see what else we can do. Can it be modified at a later date?
Well,
It doesn't go in until,
no one said anything to me, and then at the meeting, it was, oh, you could have had multiple scenarios. You know, well, it'd been nice if somebody told me that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. The elephant in the room is we took the prior board, which was, Joe and Jesse weren't here, Ken and Ken were here, and they voted, with Mike retiring, they voted to take that position out, and that we were gonna have our own guy. And that was where we were coming up with Joe. Now, in conversation with the highway department, selectmen, town administrator, we won't have the highway department to fall back on if we do that.
We can't use them for anything?
nope.
No.
That's not,
So,
Okay.
it was, you know, I felt like this. You know, that's how I felt when I walked out of the meeting. And I was getting strong out. I really did. I don't know how you felt, but that's how I felt.
You heard me.
So,
There were some arguments to try to continue on with a split. One of which being the the fact that, what we have in here, running the Kubota and stuff like that, has to have the proper licensing.
Yeah.
Someone needs to be able to work on the machinery. Now, with what you just said today, or with Joe, we can't have him for 90 days. It doesn't do us any good. That's not what this position was. This is a 30 hours a week for 33 weeks. That's what Mike was doing.
That's
You
what,
just say we can't
that's what
do
we
it.
hired.
So we'd have to like create possibly a whole different position. We wouldn't have the access, Franklin said they wouldn't,
Wouldn't allow them to use their equipment.
yeah, any of their equipment, then it wouldn't be going down to John Pond and mowing down there for us, or,
I think he has to.
well,
But how can they
I'm
just
just saying what was
How can they
said.
shut it off like that? I mean, Steve,
Well, we were trying to work a way out, saying that, yeah, maybe we can do it. But the sticking point kept coming back to is, he wanted, if he hired a guy,
Yeah.
he wanted to take over total control
So
of
all in
all of his employee. He tells them exactly what to do down here.
So we're just
They
paying.
they do all the maintenance here, and we would have no control over that. So
Isn't
that
that
was
what it is now, though?
Huh?
Isn't that what it is now? Not that it's like a
No.
good situation, but
No, I
Mike?
mean, Mike worked for us. I mean, I would, talk to him twice or three times a week on plans and what we're gonna do, and, I don't know exactly where we're at. It was just like preliminary discussion. Got a little heated, but, I don't know. I don't know what we feel. We want to just hang with what do we actually have to spend on that position? Is it the money that Mike would have had? Or is it?
Well, we were trying to bring in Joe for this position and then hire the fourth one, which was another part-time person to supplement,
right.
Wait,
to supplement that.
that's a part-time year-round, right?
But it could just be part-time during the season. I mean,
Okay.
it could be what we want it to be.
Okay.
It's 0 to 18 hours and it's, up to 52 weeks,
Right.
Okay.
And but the one for Joe is part-time,
Part-time.
but only, in here it says 33 weeks, that's what the budget has. But I'm hearing now that we can't use it for 33 weeks. That's a huge difference right there. Are you just hearing this too as well?
No.
Okay. What are you thinking? I don't know, we have to, they asked us to work on a job description for what we thought would be the way of working together, but
So we're making a job description for the maintenance position? I mean, for the highway position or for our own position?
Well, that's the thing. I almost think, I don't want to, but, I mean, we almost have to go back to the way it was, if we can do that. I'm not in favor of it, but,
I don't think we're gonna solve this right now. I think we need some more discussion on this, I think we need more discussion. I'm not gonna solve this right here at all. I don't think that needs to.
no, except that they're looking for me or Scott to work on a job description.
Now, see, we losing Mike. He's retiring anyway, right?
Yep.
We lose Linda too?
she says no.
Okay, because that could be a loss too. Linda,
What was the question?
do we lose her too?
Why would
Because
we live
if
there?
Mike retiring, are they gonna go north and?
Oh, I don't know.
She said no.
That's unforeseeable.
Yeah.
No,
No, I know.
That's,
but
they're two separate people, two separate employees.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
And then there's a question of this other fourth position you're talking about.
Yeah.
We should move forward and bring somebody in on that.
right, to work,
I
you know.
can't, we don't know. It's
I
all
know,
up in the
because
air.
our expenses are in flux because we don't know, you know, we either gotta say no and go on our own and expect no help at all, or, we vote to go back the way it was, or, I know that's not what Franklin wanted or what he said at the meeting. It was pretty much all or nothing. That's what he said. But, I mean, he doesn't understand how this board started or how this enterprise fund started. He wasn't here. He doesn't know how it works. He keeps talking about how he did it and how it worked in New Bedford. He took care of the grounds and never talked to the commissioners. I go, well, that's not the way it is here. This is a totally different town.
Yeah.
And everybody else sat there and went, except for Mike. No, but I'm just saying,
No.
you know, nobody else offered any suggestions or anything, so.
I'm just looking to work through it and whatever's for the best for the town in the long run. You know,
Yeah.
whatever's best for the, you know, parks and whatever. I personally don't think
We need
it's in the
maintenance.
best interest of the parks to give away all of our control over everybody. That's just my personal opinion.
But don't we need the highway department for so many things, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We do.
We
Or-
need both, yeah.
We have to drastically change our whole, you know, the budget here and hire our own people that are qualified and buy our own equipment.
Yeah.
And
Manage them,
that's where-
and manage them and
That
all
was
that
the other
stuff.
thing I said, so do I not go out and buy a new piece of equipment if he's gonna take over and use his equipment? I mean, so are we buying the equipment, or is it going through his budget, or what? And no one had an answer for me.
Yeah.
So, do we go out and buy another lawnmower? We're talking about buying another lawnmower. Do we go out and buy another lawnmower if someone else is gonna take over and use his equipment? You know, is our equipment gonna become their equipment? I don't know. And we didn't get any answers because no one had an answer.
Right. And the second point, really, for me, was we're still gonna be paying 2/3 of this person's total
Right.
payroll and benefits and everything,
Yeah.
and have no control.
Yeah.
So I don't know where it's gonna come from there. But my point being, with all this stuff up in the air, I don't know how we're supposed to come up with a budget.
My point exactly.
What if we just hold out a budget? What if we just don't put one in? Yeah, it causes things to get solved, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They're not small issues, they're budget changing issues, right?
Yeah.
A couple of them.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Oh, wait, I don't want to. So I guess I'll keep you as connected with any information I get on that. I'm sure I'll hear something tomorrow after this goes live.
Well, before we get off that,
Yep.
what do you guys
Yeah,
feel?
what are your feelings on it?
I mean,
As I said to them, I'm one person on a 5-person commission. Not one person.
I mean, I haven't been on the board that long, but, you know, obviously we know that everything that happens here is 5 to 6 to 8 people that do all the work, and no one really understands it, and it just is, people take it for granted, and it just keeps getting kicked down. So it's just another example of like, oh yeah, we'll figure it out. It's like, it's kind of hard to figure this stuff out. So the easy answer is just to go with the highway department, because it just solves the problem and we need them, but it's just another kick down the stairs of like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, you're no support from anybody, no money, and
But-
just another thing that gets taken away for no reason really.
Right.
Right.
But I think
It's just personally sucks.
I just think a whole host of problems going with the all over the highway department. We need flexibility, we, works.
That's
with
all
what
we're
I've
asking
seen,
for, some
with-
flexibility.
What we have our own guy, if you will, and highway department helping us out, I think that's the mix we need. If we go all highway, things are gonna suffer here especially. The other parts will have to make do, but here, you're gonna feel it. Stuff's not gonna get done, people are gonna start complaining. Then what do you have? I just see it spiraling in a place we don't wanna go if we do it all or nothing. I just think we gotta be working, gotta be both, gotta be some type of sharing there, has to be. It's gonna kill us budget-wise in the short run anyway. Long run, we're gonna get killed, I think, on what the standards we have now, we're gonna be dropping, have to. Who's gonna pick it up? You gonna be mowing every day on your own mower? I mean, you gonna be a plumber here? I mean, what are we gonna do?
Right.
Just don't see it.
If we vote to go back to the old way, can we vote on it next year to
We can always
go back?
change it. I mean, we can research
Because
this.
the unknown is that, if they have control of this person, does that hurt the way it works or not? We don't know what that means,
Right.
right?
But if something comes up, the highway department, whatever happened to town, they gotta have that body
If-
on that all the time, we get nothing, right?
With
I'm sorry,
insurance
what?
like that
If
now.
something happens, well, yeah, but right now we got Mike helping us out and things like that, right?
Right.
But if something, that they had to put their guy on, something came up, whatever could happen in town, whatever, so.
Well, and.
Project.
And that happened.
Then we can get
They
nothing.
took Mike at times.
True, but it could happen even more, I mean, that way there, I'm just saying, at least we had
We
Mike.
would have no control over that, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just.
And I asked, well, would you be willing to like work with us to develop, some, at least where he's gonna go, what things we need.
So we have
And he
some
said no. He said, no, I'm just gonna, I don't wanna be answering to the park commission. So I don't know whether we can set up the person that we hire comes and meets with us or something, but I don't know.
So let me ask you this, isn't
It's like-
it just comes down to the person then, right? So Mike was the one willing to work with us to say,
No, that wasn't, the deal was, he worked for us.
He's supposed to.
For
they
that.
technically worked for the highway department.
Correct.
And they did pull him out.
Well, on occasion, when they had to, I mean.
I understand, but I'm
Not
just
a
saying,
lot.
my point is, like, what's the difference between that? It's just Mike is the difference, right? So we could get someone that comes in and says, I'll listen to you, like, I'll do whatever I want, right?
And if Mike got up on the wrong side of the bed,
He did that too,
that's
yeah.
what happened.
I know.
But honestly, it's gone much smoother when we had one person talking with Mike.
Yes.
When we had one person talking with Mike Vickery. At one point, and I think Mike can say this, there would be 3 or 4 people talking to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Telling him what needed to be done back,
Yeah.
5, 6 years ago. So that's why, one of the big reasons why I pushed for this, one person.
So anyway, I just was curious.
So we had a complaint from the baseball, that lights are out or something. They're gonna call them, they're still gonna call us.
Yeah,
We can't do anything.
yeah,
What were we gonna say, call the highway department?
yeah.
Or,
That's good, we're gonna
It's
get that
an
call
all.
again. Because the lights never got fixed last year. We're gonna get that call again.
Yeah. Or, any of the projects. I just don't know why it's gotta be so hard and fast that it's just all or nothing. And it's not, if we're paying for it, why don't we have some control over it?
Yeah.
And it's just one more instance, as you say, getting kicked down the stairs. And, we've worked, Scott especially, has worked very hard to try to be transparent and to work with everybody in town hall.
Yeah.
And it seems like we're not getting anywhere.
The comments were, well, he's here every day and, he can supervise this person. You guys all have full-time jobs. Why do you want to be, in control of personnel when you're not here and they're not here or you're not here or they're here on the weekends and you're off, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I didn't have a specific answer for that, but that's just the way it's always been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We used to be funded, and we could hire more people. And then they slowly took away the funding.
Yeah.
Part of that was that we were gonna get two
supposed to be two.
highway department
That was the deal.
people to work here.
That was the first speech Daryl gave me when I started.
Yeah, that's right. And that became one, and now it's none. So,
Because we're paying for it. It's none.
and now we can't even,
I mean, all it is leverage. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
we don't have any leverage. We just
right.
No, we
do
don't.
whatever. It's a problem.
Right. And I get that, Franklin's upset because it was us that decided to change the way it went. It wasn't all of us, but it was this board. And so now he doesn't want to let it go back to the way it was, so. I don't know. We'll keep pounding on it, try
Yeah.
to work it out.
But we just wanted to bring you up to,
Yeah, I mean, I think you two are the most, I don't know, I can speak for you, Joe, but are the most equipped to work this out because it's historical and there's a lot of stuff that, I don't even think about, like, well, who mows whatever and what happens when there's an ice storm, I don't know, whatever, right? So just years of history of what to do. So it's hard to make a decision what to do without knowing what could go wrong. So you guys have been around long enough to know all the iterations of it.
I mean, when he said all or nothing, does that mean he's gonna, put Linda and Bobby under his control too? Or are we gonna have someone? I don't know.
That wasn't even discussed, we never even got that far.
Didn't get that far.
There were a number of things on their plate.
Yeah, they had a lot of things going on that night, and it was like,
So when's the next meeting to discuss that? That we discussed tonight.
Well, after Scott gets called tomorrow.
we'll find out.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll let you know. You're welcome to come.
I'm getting the sense that you're not really concerned whether one way or the other flies.
I mean,
The grass
you
is
said it
grown,
perfectly.
right?
You want to do the right thing for the town,
Right.
but it's going to
Well,
probably
so
come
are
at
we.
the expense of what we can do around here, and that's what it comes down to.
Right. What do you, like I said, if this commission decides that's what they want to do, we should just do it.
I mean,
I don't know, I'm in favor of going to the highway department, having control of it. I just don't see it ending well for us at all. I like the way it's been. I'd like to see pushing that can, keep doing it the way we've been doing it. We'll have some agreement there, but taking over, we're gonna get hosed. And then it's just gonna be what happens to the park then.
Well, a good example is like John, Clear Pond This Way didn't help us out with the,
Yeah.
never did.
oh, they didn't.
Well, he did help.
The parking lot?
He did help.
Yeah, he did help
He
some,
did help,
but
yeah.
there's still work to be done.
Okay, but taking that away, you can't plan for that. It's like the
It's,
one year it's muddy.
They send down the compressors to blow out the system, we'd have to get our own compressor. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, he's playing hardball, that's all.
Yep, got it. Okay.
It ultimately comes down to what the town decides. We're gonna override us anyway, so.
Yep.
We do our best.
Yep.
Okay. Next meeting? February 10th?
Trying to pull up my calendar. This isn't working, the 10th?
And we get the thing on the 8th, with the scheduling,
Yes.
right?
But if we all take a couple things, we should be in and out of here in no time.
No, wait,
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
everybody's on the same page, we get on the 8th and
Yep.
then meetings on the
Yeah, because
10th.
we're not gonna do any of this.
No.
No one's gonna wanna do that on a Saturday morning. I gotta go to work. So we'll go with the 8th is that meeting,
The sports meeting, yeah.
and then the 10th will be our regular meeting.
And it's at 9 o'clock, right, on the 8th?
Yes,
Is that what I have? 9 AM.
9 AM on the 8th,
Yeah.
6:30 on the 10th.
Yeah.
6:30 on the 10th. Okay. Any other information for the board?
Nope.
Anything for the good of the board?
Yeah.
Bad of the board?
Yeah.
Anything else? Entertainment to adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
9:45.
9:45.